Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I am going to be playing Turquoise, which is a mod for Doki Doki Literature Club that I wrote and coded. I made it myself. I started working on it almost 3 years ago, like mid-2021. It's been a while, so kind of excited to get started streaming this. So yeah, obviously this is Psionica mod, i.e., it features a romantic relationship between Sayori and Monika, because I need to comply with the LGBT. No, I'm kidding. No, it's I feel like the DDLC modding community at large has kind of been lacking in some lacking in LGBT content in general, and like having a real proper length of in-depth story that features like a romantic relationship between girls. Hey, Purple Dupla's here. Welcome to the stream. Halfway through Storm. Cool. Storm, that's 33. Oh, yeah. Yes. You're up to the epilogues then. Cool. Anyway, thanks for not including porn scene. I was scared. Yeah, I keep it PG-13. Same with Turquoise. I'm not looking to release porn. I'm conscious of who my audience is. It's mostly teenagers. I don't want to be the creepy adult who's peddling porn or something. Super sweet and tasteful. A bit anxious there. Yeah. Sorry if I made you anxious. Maybe I should put a disclaimer saying, hey, this is still PG-13. Don't worry. This is not going to violate your terms of service or something. Like, yeah, I did the same with Turquoise too. So hopefully, yeah, it should be fine. Anyway, let's get along with this. As the Doki Doki Literature Club fan game that is not affiliated with Team Salvato, it is designed to be played only after the official game has been completed. You can download Doki Doki Literature Club at DDLC.moa. There we go. I did the thing where they start in black and white and fade into color. This game is an official fan work, not affiliated with Team Salvato. We got some adorable menu art made by Minzwei. Minzwei's name is the artist. They do a lot of Psionica art. Let's just bring the volume down a little bit. And hey, Dabble Crazy here. Welcome to the stream. And Marcy, hello. Welcome. It isn't associated with Team Salvato, then why is Salvato Beach mentioned? Are these har? I wanted to throw that in somewhere. I mean, we had Salvato Mall in Storm, so yeah, no Slimo art. Like, don't get me wrong, Slimo does some fantastic artwork. Freddy Fesser. That was not intended as a Five Nights at Freddy reference. But anyway. Yeah, Slimo does some really nice art, but I don't think it would be suitable for what I was going for in this. For that matter, I wasn't even aware of Slimo at the time that I commissioned this art piece. I was looking around for people who do like Psionica art, and Minzwei stood out, and I reached out to them, and they made this for me, and I think it's adorable. Like the loving eye contact between Monika and Sayori there. I saw DDLC. I saw y'all talk about it in Discord. Also, how are you? I'm doing okay. I'm excited to be streaming my mod. I spent like almost 3 years working on this thing, so I've been looking forward to this. I really like this menu theme, by the way. This is royalty-free music. It's by Silent Partners, one of those things you can find in YouTube's free library. But I really feel like this song captures the feeling of like teenage love and angst, like the angst of teenage love, something like that. Okay, I got a real kicker for you boys. What is a baby bear's favorite game? Is this a riddle? I'm not sure. I think I give up. You have to tell me. Seltzerbots here, welcome to the stream. I like the main menu music though. That guitar part sounds post-rock and it's cool. Yeah. Doki Doki Literature Club? Okay. Cool. Very nice. Good puns. um, anyway, yeah, like I made this, like I don't want to say that I was entirely motivated by spite or anything, but I do keep saying like every time someone says, the the girls in Doki Doki Literature Club can't be in same sex relationship, or they can't be gay or can't be bi or can't be whatever. I say screw that. I'm gonna make my next work gayer. Or basically anytime anyone makes some kind of homophobic comment. There was particular argument I got into back in 2021. I mean, I guess I might as well name him. It was Halle Babica. I mean, it was a very public argument, so it's not like it's a secret or anything. And Credifies here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, basically, he said a lot of things that I'm going to say I disagreed with, and one of them was that a relationship between Monika and Sayori doesn't make any sense, and I kind of took that as a challenge, and I spent the next 3 years working on a mod which has 10 hours of content dedicated to a relationship between Sayori and Monika. Never let it be said that spite is a bad motivator. Fun thing about DDLC modding is that you can make the stories whatever you want within reason. Yeah. Malsky's spin on Bruce Almighty. Am I right or am I right? Bruce Almighty. That's that movie about where Jim Carrey becomes God, right? I'm not quite clear what the connection is there. Anyway, but yeah, seriously, fan fiction. Like, I mean, mods are basically extended fan fiction. It's whatever you want to write about. Like, don't put limits on yourself. That's like, I don't know. Halle Babica just wants to arbitrarily put limits on what you're allowed to write. It says, oh, you can't do that. It's not canon. It's like, of course it's not canon. It's a mod. I'm allowed to switch things up. What's the point of creative writing where you don't get to be creative? Like, no, don't limit yourself like that. Come on. I mean, that's assuming that we take everything he says in good faith. I mean, it would be easy to point out and say, maybe you're just saying that because you're, I don't want to throw the word homophobic around, but like, I'm fairly certain that he just doesn't like same-sex pairings to begin with. I mean, it's that sort of subject is fraught to begin with. Yeah, but because it's like this. If you really was concerned about canon or whatever, then shouldn't he be making a lot of you're complaining about, like, say, grappling hook Yuri, which is a ridiculous mod. I mean, the premise is ridiculous. I haven't played it. I want to play it just to see how ridiculous it gets. Just the whole notion of Yuri with the grappling hook gun, just the concept is just silly. It is so silly. I just want to, like, it's so silly that it can't be bad. Like, it's got to be something you can laugh at and enjoy, and like, you don't see Halle complaining about that being non-canon. You know what I mean? Natsuki becomes God. Oh, okay. Onto the mod about anything thing. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So basically, like, and the other side of it was my first mod that I made 6 years ago, called True Literature Club, also featured a relationship between Monika and Sayori, and not gonna lie, I didn't really believe in that relationship in there. Like, I mean, like, I wrote it in such a way that it made sense that the relationship could start, but the way I wrote it back then, I wasn't altogether too happy with it, to be honest. There were a lot of problems. Like, I mean, the whole premise for how they got together, I think, made sense. It's not like I mean I made I wrote Monica as being, she's kind of the bad guy. She's kind of abusive, and I didn't frame that abuse very well as being bad. So I'm not too happy about how I portrayed that whole thing. Um, so I wanted to, in addition to spiting Hallie, I'm just kidding. I'm not. No, like no, don't send any hate mail at Hallie over this. I'm sort of joking about that. Like, I uh, it wasn't all about just spite. I also wanted to write this to just to get it right, or at least get it more right, I guess. Uh, to write a love story that I could be happier with, you know. Um, DDLC Plus in the side stories, it was sad but so good at the same time, and like multiple fans. So also mods can basically be about anything, to be honest. Yeah, so they're so silly though in a good way. Yeah, there you go. You get it. Anyway, without further ado, let's just start this thing up. I've spent the last 10 minutes just getting ready here. All right. Oh yeah, and here's right off of the starting gate. I don't know if anyone's actually done this, by the way. You can. I made the main character. I mean, I put main character in quotes because really Sayori's the main character. I mean, this is Sayori point of view mod. Uh, yeah, I can choose have a male or female MC, and just to for the sake of being different from convention, I'm going to go with the female MC, and I'm going to name her Tormusa. Seems a decent feminized version of my name. Anyway, let's move on with that. I may regret that later. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. I slap the snooze button on my alarm clock again. Just wanted a few more minutes of sleep. That's all. Just a few minutes. No one will mind, right? How many times have I hit it this morning? I lost count. I open one eye to peek at it and groan when I realize that I've been doing this for over an hour already. Not Torment? Ah, darn. Oh, should I go with Torment? It's not too late to restart. I'd say it was a bad choice. And seriously, welcome to the stream. Hey, did you actually write Tormusa? Silly. Yeah, so starting off in Sayori's room, just to drive the point home. This is Sayori's point of view, and this song, the artist goes by the name Mew, Myuu, and he does a lot of piano music. And orchestra. Well, just a lot of like atmospheric, emotional music. And I used quite a bit of it in this mod. It's all like free to use stuff, and it's just beautiful stuff. I love this song for how it captures the melancholy of the monotony of Sayori's day to day, you know. Anyway, moving on. Sorry. I should. I hope the sound level's okay. Let me know if any of that needs to be adjusted. Anyway, moving on. At this rate, I'll be late for school again. I don't want to be late. I really don't. I should get up now. I really should. I know I should. I'm still lying here. Last night I set my alarm for an hour earlier than normal, but it still isn't helping. I'm gonna feel bad if I'm late again. It's not like I can get there in time anyway. What's the point of trying? Sound will seem okay? Cool. It's really relaxing music for someone who self-describes as a horror music composer. Yeah. Yeah. There is some, I took notes while I was going through his library. Like there are some good like horror music songs in there that I could see myself using in some future horror mod or horror story or something. Why doesn't she just put the alarm clock under the bed so she needs to get out? Is she unmotivated? I mean, feeling unmotivated, yeah, it's kind of her thing. It's kind of a big part of like everything. going on in like a depressed person's life. It's I'm trying, yeah, because I am trying to capture the whole depression thing. Depression, yeah. Dri- Drapezos and what is this word? Anyway, um, moving right along. It's not like I can get there in time anyway. What's the point of trying? Maybe I could just stay home today after all. It's not like anyone would notice or care anyway. Too worthless for anyone to care about. Alarm goes off again, and I slap the snooze button again. Okay, okay. Time to get serious. I really should get out of bed now. I throw the covers off myself and stretch myself out in bed. Right. Time to get up. I still haven't gotten up. Still lying here. This bed is so warm and cozy. Maybe I'll just pull the covers over myself a little longer. Pregnant, yeah. uh, oh, yeah. This is a really common struggle, by the way, for folks suffering from depression. Like, just even getting out of bed in the morning. I know that's something I deal with sometimes. Anyway. Is me for real? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm kind of a night person. Like, I stay up too late for my own good, and then that contributes to me not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. Like, I'm really not a morning person. Oh well, moving on. Anyone miss me if I didn't show up at school? Would anyone miss me if I roll over so I can reach under my bed? Oh yeah, I should probably have put a content warning on this. Yes, this gets heavy with, you know, depression talk and also suicidal ideation. Um, relate to Mr. Cow. Sayori's very relatable here. Yeah. Yeah, I probably should. Yeah, I wonder if I should have put a content warning in the description of the video or something. Oh well. Consider this your content warning. Yeah, there's going to be some suicidal ideation in this too. I roll over so I can reach under my bed. Where is that thing? Shift over so I can reach further, and I feel my fingertips brush against it. Ugh, why is it so far under there? I stick my head over the edge of the bed and strain to grab hold of one end of it. Got it! Hand over hand, I pull the length of rope up onto the bed. When I reach the noose at the end, I hug it to my chest. Sorry, no, indeed, yeah. DLC fans win the mod about an extremely depressed person who commits suicide has suicidal themes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, considering, yes, it is a Sayori point of view mod, like, dealing with suicide and suicidal ideation is kind of inevitable. But yeah, just let this be a reminder, you know, everyone, like, look after yourselves. Your mental health is important. Like, don't let something you feel in one moment define how your life ends, so on and so on. Respectfully, yeah. Hey, wait, what mods aren't required to be canon? Well, yeah. True. I mean, I could just make Sayori be happy-go-lucky all the time if I wanted to. But I wanted to, you know, challenge myself to strike a balance between having those aspects of her character in there. Sorry, what? Automod held a message for reason smart detection. What? I don't understand. Okay, allow it. Sure. What's the issue with that? Look out for the creature Automod to check the worm emoji. Hey, I was looking at it's just an emoji. Like what? Why did Automod grab that? I don't get it. I don't know. Automod's weird sometimes. Anyway. Moving on, and when I reach the noose at the end, I hug it to my chest. I don't know why it feels so comforting to hold it. I guess because it feels like the end of all my problems? I wonder how long it would take anyone to notice I wasn't coming into school anymore. I wonder what it would feel like to sleep forever. I wonder... The alarm goes off again. I let the angry alarm sound continue for a moment before finally sitting up and turning it off. Fine, maybe I'll feel more awake after I shower. I'm still sitting here. I haven't gotten up. The idea of showering just feels like too much work right now. Maybe I'll just skip that and get dressed. It's not like I have to smell nice for anyone anyway. Just as I'm thinking that, I glance out the window and see Tortmusa walking by my house on her way to school. I remember the days when we used to walk to school together. It feels like so long ago now. She never said anything about it. She just kind of stopped showing up at my house one day. I guess I can't blame her. I was never ready to go when she got here. Besides, she probably has more important things to do, even if it's mostly just video games and anime. I'm almost ready. Just one last thing to do. Hey, and this is me reusing art from Storm. Yeah, I use the same bathroom background and foreground setup with like the background slightly blurrier than this to make to you know, give a sense of perspective. And put this foreground in front of Sayori and flip Sayori so it looks like a mirror image. And picture of the Great Wave of Kanagawa in the background, just for good measure. Yeah, famous painting. Yeah, I put it through a bit of a palette swap. I adjusted some colors, but it's to make it at least a little bit different. It's more in the blue direction than Yuri's version in Storm. This is why Tortmusa got mad. Yurinaski's the Four Nations. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. Time for me to put on a smile. Hi, everybody. There, that's better. How are you doing, Sayori? You're looking a little fat today. Guess you shouldn't have eaten 3 bowls of cereal this morning. Look at you, you're so fat you can't even get your blazer closed. Why don't you just leave it open so everyone can see your fat tummy all day? You're so fat and ugly and stupid and worthless. No wonder nobody likes you. My toothbrush is already in my hand. I shouldn't do it. Why am I even thinking about it? But of course, there's no one in my life who would care anyway. Let's just get this over with. I kneel over the toilet and push the toothbrush to the back of my throat. After a moment, I brought up my breakfast. Tried to think about how gross it is as I flush it down. Yep, that's right. I gave Sayori bulimia. It's sort of maybe that should have been the content warnings, but it's sort of been a headcanon of mine for a while. I mean, canonically, she eats all the time, and it would be easy for that to, you know, feed into her depression, no pun intended. Yeah, and plus the fact that her blazer doesn't fit anymore is something that's mentioned in canon DDLC. And you know, and despite eating all the time, like she isn't overweight or anything. So it's like it seems like if Sayori, no, exactly, yeah, it fits her character, I think. Yeah. There's going to be more about bulimic eating disorder. Yeah, for anyone in the audience who doesn't know, like bulimia it is an eating disorder. It basically means you have big meals and then you throw up afterward. It's yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily throw up. It get rid of it in some way. Some bulimic people like take laxatives and try to get rid of the meal the other way. I mean, neither way is particularly advisable. Actually, the laxative method is kind of self-defeating because it only gets rid of stuff in the lower intestine, and by the time it's already passed through your small intestines, you've already absorbed everything from the food anyway. So it's from a standpoint of trying to lose weight, it doesn't really work. And the whole aspect of throwing up regularly has its own share of problems, like particularly the fact that it's really taxing on your teeth, having the stomach acids coming up all the time. They eat away at the enamel of teeth. But I mean, in addition to other issues, But there's more about that later. I'm sure I'm gonna, I'm gonna have plenty of time to prattle on about all the topics I try to deal with in this mod. I'm just gonna move on. I'm so disgusting. At least I'm not as fat anymore. Wipe the vomit off my chin while brushing my teeth. Anyways, time to get on with my day. Another day comes and goes at school. I smile at everyone I meet as usual, but I don't really feel close to anyone. I don't have any friends, no one cares about me. I just feel like I'm existing here, not really living. By the end of the school day, I'm wondering all over again why I came here at all today. And at the same time, I also don't feel like going back home. I just continue sitting in my classroom seat for I don't even know how long. Coming to school feels pointless. Going home feels pointless. Everything feels pointless. Maybe I'll go wander the halls for a while just so I can move around. School is so strangely quiet. Everyone is long gone home already. The only sounds are muffled voices coming from club rooms as I pass by them. Nice to know that other people are having fun and making friends, I guess. But then I hear something strange. Is someone crying? Yeah, I definitely hear a girl's voice crying loud and clear. Don't know if I'm feeling curious or just bored, but now I'm trying to find the source of the sound. Come around a corner and see a girl I don't recognize. I need to give Sayori a good hug. Also, Buff Suki, I'm learning things I didn't know it was called that. Oh, didn't know it was called that. Oh, yeah. No, it's usually forcing up food doesn't feel good. Yeah. School sucks. Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. It's, yeah, it's, what do I even say about it? Like if you're hearing about bulimia for the first time, yeah, it's something that some people do. Like like ostensibly it's you know, because they're trying to lose weight, and that's a reflection of the pressure that society puts on people, especially you know girls and women, to you know be thin because that's supposed to be what's more attractive or whatever. Um, I mean, it's it has a lot of problems. It's a really fraught subject. It's I mean, our society is kind of built around making people insecure about their appearance. I mean, there are multi-billion-dollar industries built around it. Um, you know, like meal supplements and exercise programs and you know beauty products and yada yada yada. And like we're saturated with you know advertisements that are that try to make you feel bad about yourself and you know and trying to encourage you to meet some kind of ideal, like impossible ideal, like you know, like you got like models and characters in you know movies, TV shows, people in magazine covers, uh, and celebrities, and you know, like it's a whole thing. It's geared towards putting pressure on people to you know to be skinny or whatever, and it's to an unhealthy degree, quite frankly. You know, not to you know not to go up on my soapbox or anything, but you know, it's if you're here for my stream, you're gonna get the Tormuse tangent trademark. Uh, this is this is what I do. Um, but yeah, it I mean, personally, I think my own opinion, I think everyone is beautiful. I think that it's important to recognize the like you know intrinsic beauty in yourself, and like not to hurt yourself striving for some kind of ideal. You know, it's not great. It's like at the end of the day, like it's has to be about you know being comfortable with yourself, whether it's how you look or whatever. Um, I don't know. There isn't really anything. There's probably not anything that I can say that's going to make it better for anyone who's struggling with that sort of thing. But I'll share my own personal philosophy about it anyway. I feel that I do believe that, you know, like everyone's beautiful. There's beauty to be found in everyone. Different people are attracted to different people, and which I don't think is too much of a stretch to say. I mean, different people have different preferences of like celebrities and so on, you know, like different or you know, or influencers or whatever. Different tastes, different preferences, and you know, with all the differences of opinion in the world, there are always going to be some people who like you and some people don't, and I think it's important to try to gravitate towards the people who like you and avoid the people who don't, you know, and also with all the difference of opinion, that makes your own opinion of yourself the most important, because you know, what's the point of being hard on yourself and, you know, thinking, you know, or thinking or believing that you're, you know, ugly or whatever, when there are other people out there who don't think that, and you know, it's ultimately self-defeating. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just be nice to yourself is the overall message I'm trying to get at here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing I can say that's gonna, like, you know, cure people of their bulimia or anything, like, or you know, depressive thoughts or suicidal thoughts that are being dealt with in this story. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just know that it gets better. I know it's such a cliche, but it's just, I don't know. Just try to be nice to yourself along the way, I suppose. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Yeah. So I come around the corner and see a girl I don't recognize. She's sitting on the stairs with her face in her hands. Hello? Are you okay? Leave me alone, Sayori. She knows my name. My mind is racing. Have we met before? I can't remember. I know she just said to leave her alone, but I can't help getting closer. I'm just too curious. Now that I get a better look at her, she does look kind of familiar. She isn't in any of my classes, but I think she's someone important. I think she made an announcement at some school assembly or something. What was her name again? I think it started with M? Some non-Japanese name? Mary, Maggie, Madeline? I never really talked to anyone, so I don't know why someone as important as her would remember a worthless nobody like me. So it's a bit embarrassing that I can't remember her name. Megan? Melanie? Whoever she is, it feels like it's really important to talk to her so I can solve this mystery. Hey, it's okay, don't be sad. Oh, great. Don't be sad. Why didn't I think of that? Sorry. Guess I'm being dumb. Why do I have to be so stupid? This is important. I'm just embarrassing myself further. What was her name? Millie? Mindy? I should probably go before I make things any worse. But now it feels like it would be awkward for me to leave. Molly? Monique? Monika! What? What are you shouting for? Sorry, I got a little excited. What do you want, Sayori? I just wanted... I sit down next to her. To try to cheer you up. She wipes her tears away. Why? What's the point? I don't know. I just don't want to see you... I just don't want you to be sad. I guess that makes sense. You were probably designed to make people happy. Designed? If you say so. Well, maybe if you tell me what's making you sad, I can help you feel better. Thanks, but you can't. Everything's a mess. What do you mean? Nothing matters. School doesn't matter. This whole world doesn't matter. Even this conversation doesn't matter. I feel my heart aching for her. I know what that feels like. Yeah. Hey, BGC's here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Psionica. Psionica indeed. This is the beginnings of Psionica here. He's just pretty close to the beginning of the mod. So yeah, in case it wasn't obvious, this is Monika post-Epiphany. She knows the you know, knows the world is a game, yada yada yada, and is feeling depressed and disillusioned about that. I'm also I feel like I need to comment on this this song. This is also by Mew, and it's I like how it still has that feeling of melancholy in it, but there's an air of mystery about it. Like, who's this mysterious girl we're encountering here? So that's cool. Anyway, moving on. Now it feels more important than ever to reach out to her. I'm struggling to remember anything I can about her. When did we meet? Oh, now I remember. You're the leader of the arguing club. The... You mean the debate club? Yeah, that. Arguing club is probably more accurate. That's all we ever did in there. But that means you're important, right? You're beautiful and talented and a natural leader. What's there to be sad about? No, Sayori. I quit the debate club today. What? Why? Because it's fake. It's all fake. Everyone in it is fake. It's just depressing going in there every day, knowing that none of it is real and all of it is pointless. So I just quit because I couldn't handle it anymore. But now I kind of regret it, because even if it wasn't real, at least it was something to fill the void in my life. Now everything is empty. Just me talking to myself for eternity. And I have to wonder, what's the point of continuing? My eyes widen and suddenly I can hardly breathe. I recognize the look in her eyes because I see it in myself every day. You... I have to bite my tongue to stop myself from asking the first question that comes to mind. I ask him something else instead. What are you going to do? It doesn't matter. She starts crying again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It feels so unreal to be facing someone who feels the same way I do. My heart is pounding so hard just thinking about it. It's making me dizzy. As I'm sitting here watching her cry, it's like there's a fight breaking out in my head. I shouldn't ask her. I shouldn't. Just thinking about it is making my stomach tie itself in knots. You're thinking of killing yourself, aren't you? She just stares at me long and hard. The inside of my head is spinning so much this doesn't even feel real, but I can't stop now. It's true, isn't it? What the hell, you know what? Yeah, it is true. I've thought about it a lot lately. Like, what's the point of living when I've got nothing to live for? It'll be really easy, too. All I have to do is delete a file and I'm gone. It'll be quick and painless, and there'll be no one to miss me, so no big loss. You know what's funny? It actually feels good to say it out loud. Guess I should thank you for showing up today, even if it's as pointless as everything else. Yeah, a few things to comment about there. Yeah, this is Sayori and Monika starting to bond over the fact that they're both thinking of ending themselves. There's one other thing I wanted to comment on. Oh yeah, Monika saying "just me" is a subtle "just Monika" reference. I didn't actually use the phrase "just Monika" in this, but I sort of nodded in the direction of it a few times. Actually, now that I think about it, no, that's not exactly true. I did use the phrase "just Monika" once, but that's coming up later. Anyway. But yeah, Monika's already thinking about deleting her character file here. Which is, you know, canon accurate, you might say. I mean, according to the Act 3 monologue in the original game, I mean, Monika did say that, like, you know, like it freaked her out to discover that she had her own character file, and said that it might give her an easy out if things went wrong. Anyway, moving on. How long have you been feeling like that? Literally as long as I can remember. I'm not misusing the word literally. I don't even know why I haven't done it already. Survival instinct, I guess? Or maybe I'm just scared? I wondered about that myself. Yeah, that makes sense. Does it? What would I even be scared of? The unknown, I guess? Maybe. Maybe it's because you know that once you do it, you can't undo it. And maybe there are still things in life that make you happy. And you're not ready to give them up forever. Could be. But I feel like I ran out of those things a while ago. And I'm still going because of, I don't know, principle? Do not go gentle into that good night, and so on? Huh? Nothing. It's just a poem. You write poems? No, I wish I could write something that good. That was from a famous poem about death by Dylan Thomas. Guess I'm just getting philosophical lately. Like, she stares off into the distance. My file is right there, practically at my fingertips. And there's nothing to stop me, nothing at all. Hardly anything for me to rage against. Rage? That's the next line of the poem. Rage against the dying of the light. Feels very different from reality, or what passes for reality in this place. My pen exploded. Okay. Is that a metaphor, or do you actually have a pen that ruptured? Anyway, shoot, I was going to comment on something here. Pen? Yeah. It's ink? Oh dear. Hope it didn't make too much of a mess. That's probably going to stay unless you, like, clean it up quick. But yeah, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Sayori commenting on this, like, you know, once you do, you can't undo it, and there's things you still, like, make you happy. This is Sayori kind of speaking from her own experience and trying to, like, channel that into her conversation with Monika here, because, like, these are things that she's thought about. Anyway, moving on. Because it would only take a second. I could even do it right now while we're talking. My life gone in an instant, and then it wouldn't matter. No one would care. No one would even know. I would care. Makes my heart ache to hear her talking like this. I don't want you to die. She stares at me long and hard again. Great. Someone who isn't real doesn't want me to die. How comforting. For some reason I feel stung by that comment. Hey, I'm real. You're just following your programming, Sayori. You're here to be ditzy and happy-go-lucky, that's all. I know I'm not very smart, but at least I'm honest. I know what you're feeling, and I know I wouldn't want anyone to feel that way. Please, you don't have the slightest clue what I'm feeling. Yes, I do. Because I think of killing myself too. Why did I tell her that? It almost feels like someone else is talking instead of me. Don't be stupid. Do you expect me to believe that? It's true. Just because the debate people are a bunch of liars doesn't mean I am too. Liars? What? You said they're fake, right? Well, I'm being real with you. I can't stop now. I have to let it all out. I keep a noose in my room. I don't know why I made it. Like, I don't think I'd ever really do it, but I think about using it a lot. I can just hang myself from the light in the ceiling in my room. It would be pretty easy, actually. And then I wouldn't have to feel so worthless anymore. Monica's right, it does feel good to talk about it. But like I said, sometimes there are still things I can feel happy about. I know how bad it feels, believe me, I do, but it's still worth staying alive. Yeah. I don't know if there's much more for me to say about that beyond what Sayori said, but like, again, this is her just kind of applying her own process to Monika's situation here, because like my idea of what Sayori is like here is like, yeah, she does experience regular suicidal ideation, like she thinks about it a lot, but she is also constantly trying to, you know, think of reasons to stay alive and to keep going. And yeah, having the noose around is like, it's part of her coping mechanism for dealing with all the negative thoughts going around in her head. It's not the healthiest coping mechanism, to be honest. I mean, we're going to be dealing with that more later in the mod, so maybe I should say too much about it. But I will say that, you know, like for anyone who's played my second mod, Sayori Says No to Suicide, it's like there are two kinds of suicidal people. There are people who talk about it like as a cry for help, and people who don't talk about it and they just go do it, you know. and it's easy for people in the first category to fall into the second category, you know. And Sayori is someone who's more in the first category. Like she feels like she can't talk about it, um, but like I sort of feel like like on some level she wants to talk about it, and like I think she's been waiting for an opportunity like this to be able to talk about it, you know. Watch it. It's the first video I saw for YouTube. Oh yeah. Oh, you mean the demo for this? Or no, for sorry, says no to suicide. Yeah. Cool, cool. Yeah, it's that's a mod I'm particularly proud of, actually. I really like how that one came together. um, but yeah. Shoot, what was I saying? Like, being distracted by the music. Sorry. Um, yeah, so she's looking for reasons to keep going and trying to talk herself out of it. But at the same time, like she's got this push pull going on. You know, that struggle between like thinking of ending herself and trying to find reasons to go on, and keeping a noose around, like keeping it under her bed, uh, uh, is part of that struggle. Like like it started by her trying to reach under the bed for it, and she couldn't reach it, and she has to like stick her head way under there to reach it, which is sort of um, I was trying to imply that she like she threw it on, like in a previous scene before the mod started, she had thrown the noose under there with great force, like she wanted to get it away from herself, and it's like far under her bed, out of reach, because at some point on some level she was like, I don't want to be tempted to do this, I don't want to be thinking about this right now, you know. um, so so yeah, like really, if someone is experiencing suicide ideation, those like the third and fourth questions in the suicide protocol list that you might remember from Sayori Says No to Suicide are do you have a plan and do you have a means for killing yourself? And it's ideally you want to keep yourself away from those things, so you don't have that. You don't want to. You don't want to be in a situation where there's a possibility you're going to have a spur of the moment thing where have a call it a moment of weakness or whatever, or a moment of where you're your bad mood gets the best of you, and you just do it as a spur of the moment kind of thing, it is common for suicidal people to do it as a spur of the moment thing, um, like like suicide notes are a bit of a myth. I mean, I don't want to say that no one ever writes suicide notes, but for people who actually go through with it, it's very, very common for them to like not think or plan it out ahead of time, and they just it just comes on them when they're in a moment when their emotions get the best of them, because one of the things with depression is it creates a feedback loop in the brain where negative thoughts and emotions reinforce themselves to a point where it feels like it's never going to end. And that's a lie. That's a cognitive distortion. I mean, it's your brain lying to you that it's those feelings can end. They can and do end. Feelings come and go all the time, but that second category of suicidal people that I mentioned that don't say anything about it and then just do it, it frequently comes about from going so deep into that feedback loop, that negative spiral, that they feel like they can't come out of it, and then they just end themselves as a spur of the moment thing. So no time to write a suicide note or anything like that. um, but yeah, I don't know. The upshot of all of that is, if you do have suicidal thoughts and you have some kind of plan or means in mind, best to, distance yourself from that. Like, get that means away from yourself if possible. So, in that respect, like, Sayori keeping the noose around, not the greatest. But again, that's gonna be part of her character's struggle through the course of this mod. Move right along. I know how bad it feels, believe me I do, but still worth staying alive. Whoa. It really is true, isn't it? The happy-go-lucky girl is secretly depressed. I guess I should give the writer more credit. Huh? Writer? Never mind. Anyway, it still doesn't matter. It's not like it changes anything. There's a long pause. Was it a mistake to tell her my secret? I don't know, it just felt right. I wanted to let her know she's not alone. Or maybe it's just because I don't want to feel alone? The only thing I know for sure is that seeing her so sad makes my heart hurt more than anything I've ever felt. I don't even know why this is so important to me, but I can only think of one other way to make things better. I give her a hug. This feels like a good moment for the music to change. To a more hopeful song. What? What are you doing? This is called a hug. You're supposed to put your arms around me too. I feel her weakly lift her arms. That's a good start. Now wrap them all the way around me. I feel her start to hug me. That's good. Now squeeze me, like this. I hug her tighter and I feel her hug me tighter in return. Good job. Now if you're ready for advanced lessons, you can try rubbing my back, like this. Sorry, why are you doing this? Because hugs feel good, and I want you to feel good. Okay, fine, but it still doesn't change anything. I know you're feeling sad. I get it. I feel sad a lot too. I know it feels like the sadness is going to last forever, but that's not true. That's your brain lying to you. I know because my brain is pretty mean to me sometimes too. But never forget, there are still things to be happy about. Sometimes you have to really look for them. And other times you might have to force yourself to think happy thoughts. But you have to believe it's possible to be happy again. I feel Monika clutching the back of my blazer. I want to believe that. I really do. Monika's voice sounds choked up. But I know it's not true. Wrong. That's your brain lying to you again. I think you just need a new project or something. That's what helps me when I'm feeling down. Ooh, maybe we can work on it together. I guess? I don't know. It could be fun. I'm sure we can come up with something together. I really want to fill your void. Excuse me? You said you want something to fill your void, so you don't have to feel empty. Right. It's just that, she gives a sniffly laugh. The way you said it sounded like an innuendo. Huh? What's that? It's, oh, geez, do I really need to explain it? I'm sorry for being so dumb. I guess I can look it up later. How do you spell it? No, it's fine. An innuendo is when you say something that sounds like it means something else. And, in this case, I feel her head's fidgeting behind me. I want to fill your void sounds like a sexual thing. Oh, okay, I get it now. Well, right now I just want a hug. Something about that line just cracks me up. In the context of what you just said. It'll get better eventually, you just need to give it time, even if it doesn't feel like it. I've been giving it time, and it's been going well, sorta, but I do get why she keep the noose. It's like a safer comforting, even though it's not a good option. Yeah. No, it's exactly. Like I said, I mean, Sayori's experiencing this sort of, push-pull within her, between the drive to end herself and the drive to stay alive. But yeah, it is important, I think, to keep reminding yourself that it does get better or can get better, because it really is. It's easy to fall into such a deep depression spiral that it feels like it'll never get better. I've read a lot on the subject. I mean, those two books that I mentioned in Sayori Says No to Suicide, Feeling Good by David Burns and Mindful Way Through Depression by all those guys. Uh, they talk a lot about breaking the feedback loop. Um, that feeds those negative feelings, because yeah, 'cause that's the thing that makes depression so prevalent in society. It's the world's #1 most common mental illness. Um, like the feeling that's never going to end makes it worse. But in reality, feelings come and go all the time, and it's not something you want to end your life over, because things can get better, and I know, like, again, from the perspective of a depressed person, like, hearing those words isn't going to make them all better or anything. It's I said that to someone a while back, and their response was, "It's just words, you're just saying words, whatever." It's and I get it, like, yeah, they're just words. It's not like they're saying the words magically makes everything better. And yeah, I get it. Like, the situation or the feeling sucks right now in the moment, but it's still important to remind yourself that it can get better, because if you don't believe that it can get better, and you give into that feeling that this is not going to get better and it's going to keep getting worse forever, that's when it's easy to give into those like suicidal impulses, and you don't want to go in that direction, it's yeah, I don't know. It's just I just genuinely believe that it's useful and helpful to remind yourself that those sorts of feelings can come to an end. Anyway, moving right along. Well, right now I just want a hug. Let's fill the other kind of void. The one that isn't an innuendo. Innuendo. Yeah, that. Anyway, let's figure this out. I pat her on the back. Patting on the back is a signal for the end of the hug. I love Sawyer's little hugging lesson. It's cute. We slowly let each other go. Are you blushing? Probably. Oh my gosh, I made Monika blush. That is so cute. Stop, you're the one being cute. Anyway, you were about to say something, right? Oh, yeah. I was just thinking, maybe we can help each other feel better. And if the debate club is all fake, then maybe it's time to make something real. Like, what if we start a writing club? A writing club? Well, yeah, didn't you say you're a writer? Or something like that. You said something about a writer? ... question mark. And famous poems, and big words like innuendo and stuff like that. You probably be really good at it. Hug was so sweet. I love that. Yeah, it's cute. That's I just don't see the point, Sayori. Well, maybe that's extra reason to do it. When I'm feeling saddest, sometimes it helps get me out of it if I start something new. It makes me happier, even if it's just for a short time. Do you even have any experience with writing? Hold on a sec. I grab my notebook out of my bag and rip a page out of it. I write a couple sentences on it and hand it to Monika. There! Now I have experience with writing. Rain clouds in my head make me want to go away, but the sun coming up helps me face another day. Huh. A little simple, but it's a nice little poem. I'm guessing the rain clouds are a metaphor for your depression? Metaphor? What's that? It basically means it's a symbol that represents something else. In this case, rain clouds represent your depression. Ah, okay, so it's like the innuendo again. Not exactly. A metaphor is a literary device for comparing two things by saying that one is like the other. Only you don't use the word like. You simply say that one is the other. In this case, you're saying your depression is a bunch of rain clouds. Yeah. So, someone criticized me for saying in metaphors for saying one is like the other because that's a simile in you know, English grammar nerd moment. If you say one thing is like another, that's called a simile. And if you compare them without using the word like or as, then it's a metaphor. Anyway, moving on. Depression is a bunch of rain clouds. Ooh, neat. See? I told you you're good at this. So you're going to start up the club, right? Me? It was your idea. You should start up the club. But I don't even know where to begin. Like, I don't know how to form a club, but you've done all that before. It's pretty simple. You have to have at least 4 members, and then it's just a matter of filling out the paperwork. Ah, members. Right. So I guess we should, like, ask all our friends to join? I don't think that's necessary. Yuri and Natsuki can be our other 2 members. Oh, good. I'm glad you have friends to invite. I kind of don't have any. They're not really my friends. They're just the only 2 other named characters in this game. Characters? Game? Oh, wait, I get it. Is the game a metaphor? Sure, Sayori, let's go with that. You're so good at metaphors, it's like you do them automatically. You need to be the leader of the club. You'd be so much better at it than me. Yeah, okay, fine. But if I'm going to be president, then you need to be my vice president. Me? Not Yuri or Natsuki? Of course you. Why not? Because, you know, kind of dumb. I wouldn't really know what I'm doing. I need someone who's good with people. You just showed that you can cheer me up when I'm at my lowest. I cheered you up? Well, yeah. This might still be a total waste of time, but what the hell, I'll give it a try. I did it. I cheered her up. She's not going to kill herself. I don't think I've ever smiled so hard in my whole life. Yay, I'm so happy. I wrap my arms around her, squeezing her tightly. Okay, Sayori, okay. Sorry. I clicked through it. I clicked too quickly, but I do like Monika's surprised expression there as Sayori passes on her. She pats me on the back vigorously. I still need to breathe here. Hey, sorry. I let her go and the 2 of us stand up. So, I'll make the arrangements, and I guess we can just meet back here tomorrow after school? Works for me. Great, I'll see you then. Wait. Huh? There's one more thing I have to do before you go. I point to her bag. Can I borrow that? Okay. She hands her bag to me, looking confused. I open it up and rummage through it. Doesn't take me long to find what I'm looking for. I take it out and hug it to my chest. Sayori, what? Do you need to trim your nails or something? You said that if you delete your file, you'll die. I'm keeping this so you don't get tempted. I put the nail file in my own bag. By the way, what does delete mean? Oh, Sayori, you are so silly, but so sweet. I think I'm going to enjoy working with you. Yeah, Sayori being a little silly there. Someone said that, excuse me. Someone said that I basically strain credibility too much by making Sayori too dumb. Or even though she acknowledges and says I'm kind of dumb, etc. I like to think Sayori's smarter than she lets on. I think she's, you know, she's deliberately acting a little silly because she knows it's going to cheer Monika up. You know, it made Monika smile and laugh. So, is it really that dumb? You know, that's my thoughts on it anyway. But yeah, that is a criticism I've gotten a lot. I mean, I got it when the demo first came out, and also from some playtesters as they're going along, like, you know, Sayori seems rather dense here. like, come on, she can't be that dumb. Like, what? She doesn't. Who hasn't heard the word delete before in this day and age? You know, you delete, like, you might delete pictures from your phone or something. You know, like. It's just, and it's like, yeah, I get it, I know, but whoops, that was unintentional. I get where they're coming from, but it's like I'm going somewhere with this. Just trust me. Anyway, moving on. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye, Monika. Ah, yes, and here we get into another stock music song, royalty-free music. Uh, I got more complaints about this than I expected, to be honest. I mean, this mod uses a lot of royalty-free music, and I pulled a bunch of songs from YouTube's free music library. Um, I really like how bouncy and happy this song sounds. Like I felt that it really fits Sayori's mood. Someone said apparently like this song is used in like Google surveys or something. I don't know. I've never clicked on those survey links, so to be honest, I had no idea. But I don't know. How can you not like the song? It's so cute. It's just I don't know. I liked it. um, this seems like yeah, and it seems like a good time to mention that a lot of the songs that I use in this mod. Oh wait for it. Hold on. Hear that? That was the loop point. That was the loop point in this song. This song is not designed to be looped. And I got immense satisfaction from taking songs that weren't designed to be looped and figuring out how to loop them, like by either adjusting them in Audacity or putting in coding it in RenPy. RenPy lets you be very specific, right down to the millisecond of where to start songs and them where they loop to, etc., etc. You can program it all in there. So it took some tinkering and fine tuning, working with the songs to get them to loop as seamlessly as possible. And yeah, pretty pleased with the results. Anyway, moving right along. All the way home, I can't get over how happy I feel. I don't know how much of it's because of the excitement of a new project, or just the memory of Monika's beautiful smiling face. I just know this is going to be so much fun. Here's the point coming. And it just jumps right back into the start of the song again. Yeah, like I said, I'm unreasonably pleased with how well how smooth like butter. Like is butter smooth? I don't know. I'm drawing attention to it, but if I didn't draw attention to it, you probably wouldn't notice it, right? Anyway, moving on. So this is going to be so much fun. When I get back to my room and the noose is still in my bed, it's a good thing my parents are away. If they found it, it would be hard to explain. I pick it up and throw it under my bed as hard as I can. I definitely don't want to get tempted now. Yeah, threw it under the bed as hard as she can. And again, this is something she probably does regularly. Like, she gets in a particularly happy mood and is just like, nope, don't want to be tempted by that. But yeah, the demo for this mod that I released 2 years ago, this is where it left off. From this point on, this is new material in the mod. So here we go. Run program monika1.exe. Monika1.exe running. Hide monika.chr tree. Monika.chr tree hidden. Ooh, mysterious. What's going on? What's that about? Sorry, I like that hesitation before the music started. There's the loop point again. But, oops, sorry. Can't remember what I was going to comment on there. I'm just going to move on. The next day, my good mood from yesterday carries me through all of my classes. All I can think about is my new club and getting to spend time with Monika after school. Once classes are done, I realized that Monika and I really should have made better plans for finding each other. We said we'd meet at the same spot, but now I'm having trouble remembering where that is. I wish we'd exchange phone numbers or something. All I could do is wander around these empty halls and hope for the best. But I don't see her anywhere. And now I'm getting the sinking feeling that I'm just wasting my time. That Monika probably doesn't actually want to work with me. I guess I can't blame her. It was stupid of me to get my hopes up. Why would I ever expect anything good in my life? As I start to feel crushed by disappointment, I decide I should just give up and go home. But then... Sayori, there you are. Monika! When I run up to her, it takes all my strength to stop myself from pouncing on her and giving her a big hug. Are we still doing the club? Of course, come this way. I excitedly follow Monika across the school and upstairs to a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes activities. This line here. This is me just slipping into copy paste of the line from original DDLC. I mean, except for the I excitedly follow Monika part, but you know. Oh yeah, and this song playing here. This is Monika's theme, or what would have been Monika's theme from the cancelled mod Doki Doki Rewind Replay. A mod that Kronos was working on back in the day, and sadly had to end up canceling, and released all assets of the mod to the public, and I went, yoink, I'm taking this theme song, because I rather like this song. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, with all this, in amongst all the stock music that I use, I have a song here which is clearly tied to DDLC. Has little licks of Your Reality in there. I can be with you. My hand is a pen that'll write a poem of me and you. Anyway, yeah. It's Monika's theme. I like it for this scene in particular. Like they're just starting up their club. It's like this. The song has this sort of a drive of, okay, let's get started, let's do this kind of energy to it, you know. Like I generally I try to pick songs that that suit the mood of the scene that they're in. Anyway, moving right along. Well, this is it. Our very own club room. Ooh. Yeah, this is where we'll be staying after school every day for the next little while. This is so cool. I can't wait to meet our other members. Where are our other members? Well, they're not here yet, but I'm sure they'll be here soon. Maybe you could text them to ask if they're on their way? I don't have their phone numbers. Although I suppose it wouldn't be too hard to check the game code for their phone numbers. The information has to be in there somewhere. Well, then how did you tell them about the club in the first place? I didn't. But they have to show up. There's nowhere else in the game for them to go. Monika, you can't just form a club and expect people to show up. That's just silly. You have to advertise it. You have to make posters and stuff. I thought you knew that since you've done this before. You're probably right. After all, the game still has to operate on some rules so that things make sense to the player. Right. Your metaphors are so confusing. Anyway, it's okay. We can fix this. I walk over to the closet. Maybe we can use our first session to make posters. It can be a fun little project. Writing the posters. Where are the pencil crayons? There's nothing here but old textbooks. There's no construction paper or scissors or anything. I don't think it has to be that fancy. I just wrote it in pen on a piece of paper for my notebook just now. Oh, come on. That takes the fun out of it. We have to make this look like a fun and exciting place to be. Trust me on this. I'm your vice president. Anyway, I'm going to go visit some other classrooms and see if I can find some supplies. I think it would be better if we stay here in case Yuri and Natsuki show up. Nobody's going to show up if they don't know about us. Heck, I wouldn't even have known to show up if you hadn't brought me here. You can wait here if you want, but I'm going to go check the art room. I'll be right back. Sayori, I already put the posters up. You did? When? While you were digging through the closet just now, I put them all over the school. Yuri and Natsuki have probably already seen them by now. But you've been here the whole time. I know you're not going to understand this, but I add the posters to the game script. It's already done. You don't have to make the posters now. Okay? Yuri and Natsuki are going to walk in that door any minute. Just trust me on this. Okay. I guess I trust you. Are they, like, a couple or something? Somehow? I doubt it. What do you mean? They're both girls, and this is the kind of game that's made for lonely boys to pretend they have a girl. It's not going to allow two girls to get together. Foreshadowing a bit, somewhat? You're just establishing Monika's thoughts and expectations. What do you say, Monika? Exactly. Her expectations about how the game operates? Anyway. Right. The game again. Monika, don't get me wrong. I think it's really neat when you do metaphors like that. But if Natsuki and Yuri show up, could you just not mention the whole game thing? I don't want to give them a weird first impression of the club. I really don't think it matters, Sayori. Please, Monika. For me, I'll give you a hug. Okay. Her blushing as she says okay. I step forward and we take each other in our arms. The joke's on you. I would have given you the hug anyway. I guess you got me. I don't know. Something particularly amuses me about that. It's like, haha, I got you. I would have given you the hug anyway. Sayori being a little crafty. Anyway. I can tell right away that she's a lot more comfortable with the hug than yesterday. Thank you, Monika. I'm really glad you want to give our club a chance. No, thank you. You give me a new reason to keep going. I could say the same thing. Oh, hey, Diablo's here. Wait, I mean, you're already here. I knew you were here. Are you going to have to step away for a while? Good luck with the stream in case I don't get back before it ends. Cool. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking around as long as you did. Have a good one. I probably should have. I clicked too quickly. I should have let this moment hang a little longer. Poor choice of words. A little longer. Like, who is this mystery person who just stepped in? Of course, it's Yuri. Why would anyone expect anything different? Anyway, as Monika and I pull apart, I see a girl in the doorway that I have never seen before. She takes a step back and knocks on the door. Am I intruding? That also really amused. I know this is me being tickled by my own jokes or my own writing choices. I just love the fact that Yuri steps back and knocks on the door before coming back into the room again. Like she just walked in there expecting to come to the literature club, and she's like sees the two of them hugging and is like, oh, okay, step back, knock knock. I'm here, you know. Yeah, I don't know. That just amused me. Moving right along. No, that's okay. Ah, good. Is this the room for the literature club? No, sorry, this is the writing club. Ah, my apologies. I'll be on my way then. Oh, wait, come back. Yes, this is the literature club. Oh? Yes, please come in. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. I changed the name to be more inclusive, so it can be about both reading and writing. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, welcome to the literature club. Wouldn't it have been great if that just been the end of Yuri's Yuri's appearance in the mod? Just like there's just a misunderstanding. No, this is the writing club. Okay, and then we never see her again. Someone needs to write a parody of this where that exact thing happens, and then we just never see Yuri again. No, I'm joking. Don't actually do that. But anyway, moving on. Welcome to the literature club. I'm glad you were able to find your way here. Well, the posters were hard to miss. Anyway, my name is Yuri, and I was hoping to join, if that's all right. I clutch Monika's arm in excitement. It's her! It's happening! Our first member! Well, I told you so. Uh, is... is it alright? Of course, of course. Sorry, I'm just a little excited, and surprised, and excited. Surprised? Why is that? Well, I'm just kind of new at this whole club thing, and to be honest, I wasn't sure if anyone was going to show up today. Ah, okay. So this is everyone then? Everyone so far? Ah, good. I mean, I'm glad it's not crowded. I'm not saying it would be bad for your club to be successful. I just don't deal with crowds. Deal well with crowds, that's all. Didn't mean any disrespect to your club. I'm sorry. Maybe I should just go. What? No, please don't go. You just got here. I'm sorry. I'm not very good with people. Maybe this is a mistake. I just keep saying the wrong thing. Well, it's really sweet of you to be worried about our feelings, but I promise it's okay. It is? Of course. We want to get to know you. Ah, okay. Sorry, I have a tendency to assume the worst sometimes. Yeah. Just establish the heck out of Yuri right off the bat. There you go. Incidentally, this song that's playing right here, also unmistakably a DDLC song, it's called Doki 17. It's actually one of the rejected songs that Dan Salvato himself wrote when making DDLC, and yeah, it didn't make it into the finished product. But according to MidHost, we are allowed to use this in our mods as long as we credit Dan Salvato. So so in the credits, you will see Dan Salvato's name mentioned, which amuses me that I get to credit him for one of the assets I used. Anyway, moving right along. Tendency to assume the worst sometimes. How about you tell us a little about what brought you here today? Oh, okay. Well, I've always really liked books, so when I saw the posters, it just seemed serendipitous. Sarah, what? Huh? The serendipity is when you find something you didn't know you were looking for. Ooh, neat. Look, Monika, she knows big words just like you. She'll be a perfect fit for the club. I will? Of course, we're glad you came. Ah, that's a relief. To be honest, when I made the decision to come here, I was so worried about... Hey, is this where the smart people go? Oh, hi. Welcome to the Literature Club. Guess I'm in the right place. Come on in. Yeah, here's Natsuki's first appearance. Again, just try establish her character right off the bat. She feels a need to show off. Also feels a need to you know, inflate her own importance, I guess, because of her own insecurities. Anyway, moving on. I take it here you're here to join. Well, I thought I'd come check it out. You know, see if the club is good enough for me. After all, I'm a pro. I wouldn't join just any old club. Of course. Hey, what are you laughing at? Nothing, nothing. What's your name? I'm Natsuki, what's up? Here they are, Natsuki and Yuri, just like Monika said. I give Monika a look of wonder. She just gives me a knowing smile. Well, anyway, now that we have 4 people, I guess we can get this meeting started. Ahem. Thank you all for coming to the first meeting of the Literature Club. My name is Monika. I'm the president and founder of the club. Yeah, I think we all know who you are, Miss Perfect. Excuse me? Who hasn't heard of class star Monika? Huh. I have a reputation then. Yeah, that's right off the bat, Natsuki being a little abrasive. Could that be foreshadowing that there's going to be conflict between those two? Then again, let's be real. Natsuki kind of kind of generates conflict everywhere she goes. Anyway, moving on. I have a reputation then. I guess that fits since Sayori knew my name too. Monika looks like she's about to start talking about the game again. I give her a warning look as I interrupt. And I'm Sayori, the vice president. How about you two? Can you tell us a bit about yourselves? Maybe you can start by talking about why you're interested in the Literature Club in the first place? She go first. Me? But you said you're a pro. Well, I'm a pro at other things, not at introducing myself, obviously. It's fine. I should probably talk first anyway. I think I would benefit from that, thank you. Huh. My name is... actually, that's stupid. You obviously already know my name. Uh, Once again, this is me using a bit of copy paste. This line, actually, that's stupid. You obviously already know my name, is lifted from. Is it? Is it Sayori's or Monika's character file? It's no. I think Monika's character file is the one that has the. You can convert it into a PNG and it shows as a binary message, which is presumably a reference to Project Libitina, whatever that ends up being. But in the middle of that, there is a line. Actually, that's stupid. You obviously already know my name. I just randomly threw that line in here because it amused me to do so, and because it fits. Because Natsuki already knows her name. Anyway, moving on. Well, I created this club to express my love of literature. I guess it seemed fitting since words and reading seem to dominate my existence. And I just wanted the opportunity to share that with others. Monika's voice falters. I can see in her eyes that her sadness from yesterday is creeping in. I reach over and gently squeeze her arm, giving her a reassuring smile. She gives me a weak smile and continues. And after my experience running the debate club, I wanted to create something that isn't so full of fighting and arguing. That kind of conflict is just such a waste of time and energy. It's just draining, spending all your time in that kind of environment, you know? If I'm going to spend my time doing anything, I'd rather it be with something I can enjoy, even if it's with just a small group of people. Like the little hesitation before people. Because she doesn't actually see them as people. It is Monika's character file, I confirm? Cool. Yeah. Yeah, because I think Sayori's character file is the one that's the... by this point, I think I sort of assume everyone's seen, like, the game theory video where Pat talks about the contents of the character files. Sayori's is actually an OGG file, which... Like, I don't know how people found this out. Like, if you put it through a waveform analyzer, it produces a QR code which leads to the Project Libitina website. Like, it's yeah, it's wild. Anyway, moving right along. So yeah, sorry if that rambled a little. Oh yeah, wanted to comment on that. Like, this stuff about the debate club being full of fighting and arguing, waste of time and energy, and so on. That's how I feel about some of the arguments in the DDMC, the DDLC modding community. Like I started, I mentioned that argument about what's canon, or oh no, you can't have same-sex relationships in DDLC or whatever. It's like, this is such a stupid argument. It's like, this is fan fiction. I can write whatever I want. This is my story. I can write what I want. I'm gonna write about a romantic relationship between Sayori and Monika because I want to. Heavy hand that Monika often goes on monologues. A bad habit of hers. Haha. Yeah. Yeah, fits. I mean, considering how much she monologues in Act 3 of the original game, it fits. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's not just the like, oh, what is canon kind of arguments. There are other kinds of arguments and fighting that goes on that there's just like, guys, pick your battles better. Like, this isn't worth fighting about. Like, excuse me. Like, I've mentioned in previous streams. Oh wow, I'm realizing how tired I am all of a sudden. I was hoping to at least get to the end of day 3 before wrapping up the stream, so I'm gonna push on. But yeah, like I've talked about in previous streams, I mentioned Savage Central and how he's a bully. He just likes picking fights with lots of people. He doesn't care who his targets are, who he attacks and insults and whatever. And like, sometimes he goes after, quote unquote acceptable targets, like, adults who are, who make sexual advances on minors in the community. But a lot of the stuff that he complains about is just really petty stuff. And it's like, wow, this is just so much whining. Like, just get over it, dude. I mean, he's like, he's desperate to keep that drama content mill turning and, like, just make videos that complain about any and every little thing. And sometimes he just really has to reach for things to complain about. Like, I was hoping to comment on this when Lee was in chat. Like, I hope it's okay. I use her name. She because she made the comment in a few streams back that she commented on Savage Central's video review of my mod, the Pride themed mod that I released last year. And I don't know. And Savage gave his like she made a comment on the video saying, like, what's so bad about the mod? I played it. Seems like a nice mod. And Savage went and complained about it, and it's, like I got curious to see what she said, what his response was, and yeah, it's just dumb stuff. It's just dumb. It's such a waste of time. It's like, the things that some people like to complain about. It's just like, why do you bother? I don't know. I say that even as I'm complaining about it. I came to the DDLC modding community because I wanted to make DDLC mods. Like, I came here to create things, and it's just I don't like getting dragged down into those sort of drama and complaints and fighting and so on. It's just a waste of time. Moving right along. So yeah, sorry if that rambled a little. And that's alright, Monika. I'll go next. Well, my name is Sayori, and sorry, I giggled. I'm feeling the pressure of everyone looking at me. I suddenly feel like anything I say isn't going to be good enough. What do I know about reading or writing compared to people like Monika or Yuri, or the pro Natsuki? So I know that if I keep thinking like that, I'll never get through this. So I just put my energy into smiling harder, and I go with the first thing that comes to mind. And I like writing poems. I mean, I'm not very good at it yet, but I hope to get better through sharing in the literature club. Why did I say that? I probably have to actually get good at them now. Oh yeah, and this the thing. Sorry, I giggled. That's also lifted from Vanilla DDLC when Sayori's doing her presentation to the rest of the club. Anyway. I guess that's what I've got myself into here. And I hope we can all get to know each other better here and make new friends. My brain keeps wanting to tell me this is a really lame way to introduce myself as vice president, but I'm able to shush it and cover it with happy thoughts and smile harder. And as I look to the two new girls again, they look uneasily at each other. Well, I suppose I can go next since I was here first. My name is Yuri, and I've always had a fondness for reading. And I think on some level I've always wanted to share that with others, but I've never really had the opportunity to do so. Well, I suppose technically I've had plenty of opportunities, but I'm just rather shy. So when I saw all the posters, I thought maybe this could be just what I need. That's great, Yuri. I hope we can help you find what you're looking for. Is it okay if I talk about what books I like? Of course, why wouldn't it be? Ooh, I guess that was a silly question to ask. Okay. Well, I really like fantasy novels, especially ones that are sprawling epics and vividly described worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship that goes into telling a story in such a foreign world is amazing to me, where you can almost see the landscape and feel like you're part of nature. Sounds kind of boring. Sorry. Hey, that's not nice. Well, it does. You really want to read about places, not people? Well, obviously there are people in there too. I'm just saying what I like the most. Sorry, never mind, but maybe I should just let you go next. We all turn our attention to Natsuki. Fine, fine. My name is Natsuki, and I also don't have friends I can share my books with. Natsuki hesitating before books because she doesn't want to say manga. In case that wasn't obvious. There was something else I was going to comment. Oh yeah, the level of creativity passion that goes into telling person. This is a vanilla line I just randomly threw in there. I don't know. It amused me to pepper the mod with the occasional vanilla line, but put in a different context. I don't know. I just felt like doing that from time to time. See if like you can make a drinking game out of it or something. Like take a shot every time you notice someone saying a line that was in the original game. Anyway, moving on. I don't have friends I can share my books with. I mean, I have friends, but they don't like what I'm into. Stupid judgmental jerks. Anyway, I like books where you really get to know the characters, like stories where you can feel for the stuff they're going through and experience all the drama and romance with them. Romance novels? What? Sorry, never mind. What do you take me for? Some kind of pervert who's into smut? I don't know, you said romance. I just meant stories that happen to have romance in them and not that. But you said your friends judged you for them, so I assumed... Oh, yeah? Are you into that kind of stuff, Yuri? Stories about people having sexy times? Natsuki, that's starting to sound not very nice again. What? She started it. Doesn't matter. We're here to make friends. No one should be judging anyone for anything. Yes, I kind of started this meeting by saying I don't want any pointless fighting. If this is the way the club is going to be, then I should probably just abandon the whole thing. No, don't do that. We just need to come up with a club motto about it or something. Like a vision statement? Yeah, like don't judge anyone or no judgment, something like that? Or maybe it's okay to be different or even dare to be different. How about it's normal for different people to like different things? Yeah, that's a good one. What do you think, Natsuki? Oh, come on. Everyone judges everyone. That's just how the world is. Well, this isn't the world here. This is our club. It's whatever we want it to be. And I say let's make it a judgment-free zone. Yeah, right. It's easy for you to say that now. What if, say, someone did something dumb, like, brought manga into the literature club, and said that manga is literature? Do you like manga, Natsuki? I'm just saying, what if... Like a hypothetical scenario? Yeah, exactly. Hypothetically, what if someone did that? Then no one would judge them for it. Right, Monika? Well, manga has writing and tells a story, so technically that would be considered literature, yes. Oh. Well, that's good, then, I guess. Natsuki trails off and looks like she's lost in thought. Natsuki not getting the reaction she expected. Gotta keep this developer commentary going. There were a few things I wanted to comment on. Oh yeah, it does. I confess, it does feel like a bit of a stretch to me that it veered into talking about romance novels. Except that I have a feeling. Maybe Natsuki was more into like the romance side of it than she wants to let on, but it's sort of like maybe a guilty pleasure for her, so she doesn't. So she gets extra defensive about it. Also, use of the phrase "sexy times" is that phrase is just sort of endlessly amusing to me. Natsuki threw the phrase "sexy times" around a few times in the Storm epilogue as well. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's just such, I don't know. It's such a cutesy way of referring to sex. So it feels like it fits for Natsuki to use a phrase like that in my mind anyway. Um, and yeah, Monica referring to a vision statement is totally DDLC plus because she was trying to come up with a vision statement at the beginning of the side stories. Um, and yeah, and Yuri's line here, it's normal for different people to like different things. That's something that I'm fond of saying. Um, like this exact phrase verbatim is one that I've used many times throughout my throughout the years that I've been active in the DDLC modding community. Because again, people get so hung up on what things they like or dislike, and they get so mad when someone likes something different. And I'm like, buddy, it's normal for different people to like different things. Like, it's okay. You can like that, and they can like this. It's fine. It doesn't mean that anyone thinks you're bad or wrong for liking a different thing. Yeah. So I just slipped that in there. And there's an imperfect but subtle nod to the what's it, the self-love side story from DDLC Plus. The use of the word hypothetical. I would have liked this better if I would have liked this better if Yuri had used the word hypothetical as a noun and Natsuki had used hypothetically, as an adverb. There is I've commented on it before, but there is a bit in the self-love side story where I think Yuri uses the word hypothetically as an adverb, and then Natsuki replies, "That's not a fair hypothetical." And that line really interested me because Natsuki used that word as a different part of speech, and she used it correctly, which means she knows what the word means. Even though she's all about keeping things simple and so on, and that's kind of her thing, and she doesn't like big words. Like, she knows what the words means. She just doesn't like using them in her poetry, Anyway, moving right along. Natsuki trails off and looks like she's lost in thought. Yeah, that goes for manga, or for fantasy, or for romance, or for anything. Well, in that case, I will admit that I have read the occasional romance novel. Ha! I knew it. But that's not to say that sex was the focus of the story. Don't get me wrong. Sex can be a powerful expression of love and passion, but any story that includes it should start from the feelings and emotions of the characters involved. Yeah, exactly. I still want it to feel like real people and not just a couple of sexy bodies or whatever. Okay, fine. I may have kind of, sort of, read a book that had sexy times in it once. You did? Well, not on purpose. Sorry, that amuses me too. Natsuki instantly getting defensive. Not on purpose. Like she just accidentally read a romance novel. And may have kind of, sort of, like she's just being so hesitant about it while blushing throughout. Hey, and Deb's here. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is that Natsuri mod I heard about. Ha ha. Anyway, well, not on purpose. I mean, I didn't know the story was going to go there, but when it did, it just kind of felt natural, I guess. Oh yeah, Monika subtly looking off to the side and just giving a knowing smile while that little banter was going on. I tried to keep up the having the expressions dynamically change as the dialogue go on, so that everyone reacts to what everyone else is saying. Same as with Storm. I mean, I said during the developer's commentary for Storm that I really liked keeping all the characters on screen at all times, because it lended itself to um, I don't know, oppressive atmosphere. It led itself to like Yuri's feeling crowded and like overwhelmed and uh, like she's hyper conscious of like all these people around her. Um, you know, like she feels the pressure of everyone's attention on her and so on, and that like sort of feeds into her shyness. Even though that theme doesn't fit as well with where Sayori is concerned, I still kept up a lot of you know, showing a lot of the characters on screen in this mod. Although I did do it less than I did in Storm. Anyway, moving right along. When it did, it just kind of felt natural, I guess. Because by then, I felt like I'd gotten to know the characters, and it was just kind of tasteful. Yeah. Then that sounds like something we can agree on. Well, of course you agree with me. I'm right. That line, that expression, yeah. Yes, quite. At the end of the day, it comes down to the individual skill of the writer, I think. Tell me about it. Wish my own writing was half as good as... I mean, not that I'm writing about sexy stuff or anything. Natsuki, you write? Well, sometimes, you know, just for fun. What kind of writing do you do? Just fan fiction that you are never going to see. And sometimes I write poems that you are also never going to see. Tasteful with the sex heavily implied and off-screen like good writers do. Sure. No, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the Yuri and Natsuki's banter about romance novels and sex scenes is me sort of apologizing in advance for the implied sex scenes which come later on in this mod. Talking about the sex scenes in both this mod and mine. Oh yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I'm just I'm just hesitating. I'm like, I need to choose my words carefully here. But yeah. I don't know. This slide also tickles me. I don't know what it is about it that amuses me. Fan fiction you're never going to see. Sometimes I write poems that you're also never going to see. Natsuki continuing to be defensive and stuff. Anyway, moving on. Aw, but what if I want to see them? No, you wouldn't like them. Huh? But I thought you were pro. Well, yeah, but they're kind of personal. I understand how Natsuki feels. I've always said that the truest form of writing is writing to oneself. So, you're saying you write too, Yuri? Well, yes, I like to write poetry for myself. Huh. Everyone here writes poetry. What are the odds? Well, it is a literature club. How about you, Monika? You write poems too? I guess I'm going to have to. Well, no, you don't have to if you don't want to. I know, but, Monika glances at Natsuki and Yuri, then back at me. It's about that thing I promised I wouldn't talk about during the club session. Oh, okay. What? What was that about? Nothing. Anyway, this is probably a good note to end our first session on. I mean, assuming you both decide to join. Well, it seems alright so far, so yes. Yeah, it seems like a pretty cool place to hang out. I thought you'd say that. How often would we be meeting here? I kind of figured each day after school. Does that work for everyone? There are nods of agreement all around. Sounds great. I don't know if I should be giving homeworky stuff to do, but it might be a good start if we all bring our favorite book to read tomorrow. This is a bit awkward, but I'm out of water and I need to go use the washroom, so I'm going to be right back. I was hoping to get to a suitable stop before I do that, but whatever. I'll be right back. And I'm back again. Dorito? Interesting. Anyway, yeah, there was a couple things I wanted to comment on. Obviously, like, this mod, the primary focus is on Monika and Sayori and their relationship. Like, Natsuki and Yuri are, excuse me, they're sort of largely relegated to side characters in this, but they still need to be in there. This is their introductory scene. So, on some level, since this story mostly focuses on Sayori and Monika, this is a bit of a filler kind of section of the story here. And that it has to happen. There has to be an introduction of Yuri and Natsuki, but I don't like. I wanted, when I wrote the mod, I didn't want anything to feel like filler. Like, I still want every scene to establish character or establish character relationships. So, you get this scene. It sets up some later conflicts. It also establishes the banter that goes on between Yuri and Natsuki, the nature of their disagreements and so on. Yeah, it serves its purpose. In terms of that sort of stuff, but it also is hopefully amusing and entertaining. Even if it doesn't directly move the plot along, at least on the surface. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm pretty pleased with how the scene comes together. I managed to fill out a whole scene with what could arguably be considered filler, but it's hopefully it doesn't feel like filler. Anyway, moving on. Might be a good start if we all bring in our favorite book to read tomorrow, which we will not judge each other for. And that's right. I'll see you all tomorrow, same room, same time. Natsuki and Yuri head out, leaving me and Monika alone in the room. So, what was that thing you were going to say about poems? Oh, just that I think poems were actually meant to be an important part of the game, considering that there's a poem minigame built into it. A poem minigame? Like a poetry contest? Something like that, maybe. I still don't have the clearest idea how the code works, but yeah, writing poems seems to be a part of it. Is the code another metaphor like the game? The same sort of thing, yes. Ah, okay, but it didn't sound like Natsuki or Yuri wanted to share their poems. Well, I'm sure that if we make it a literature club event, they will. I think they sort of have to. So if you want to suggest that we do that in a future club session, I'll back you up. Ooh, sounds exciting. I guess you're really getting into the spirit of the club, huh? Sort of. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Oh, yeah. I noticed that you started to look a little sad at one point. Do you want to talk about it? It's, you wouldn't understand. I can also offer hugs if that helps. Okay. Little smile there. It's cute. I hug her and she lets out a sigh as she relaxes into me. Don't get me wrong, I still want to do the club. I'm still curious to see what happens, and besides, there isn't really anything else for me to do. But I'm still seeing reminders everywhere that it's all fake. You are? Well, yeah, the conversation about poems is setting up the poem minigame later. And Yuri and Natsuki are clearly stock characters. Huh? But they seem so nice. It's not about whether they're nice or not. They're written as polar opposites to create drama. Maybe you just need to give them time, so you can get to know them better. Maybe they'll surprise you. You really don't see it, do you? We've got Yuri, who's the shy one, and Natsuki, who's the aggressive one, and you're kind of in the middle. It's all an obvious setup to give the protagonist a wide range of choices. I pulled back to see her better. So you still think I'm fake too? I'm not trying to offend you or anything, but you did ask. I don't know why that makes me feel so annoyed. What do I have to do to convince you I'm real? Oh, and Purple Doodle, welcome back. Gay for each other yet? Uh, in a manner of speaking, I guess you could say. Monika has had it with these fake ass girls. Yeah. What do we have to do to convince you I'm real? You can't, Sayori. I've already seen the code. I already know how empty everything is. Oh yeah? How about this? Is this empty? Well, how about that? Was that fake? I'm pretty pleased with that kissing sound effect. The real sapphic was the friends we made along the way. Yeah. Say it when they're ready. Have been gay for each other the whole time? Yeah. I mean, are they necessarily gay though? I suppose, minor spoiler, Monika's gonna say later that she's bisexual, and Sayori never actually establishes what her sexual orientation is. Maybe she's gay, maybe she's bi, who knows? Maybe they're probably just good friends. Yeah, they're just gals being pals. The kissing thing is cool now. Yeah, that's just what good friends do, right? Deprexual? What is that, like depression thing? I made that joke earlier. Oh yeah. But yeah, the kissing sound effect it was just cute. I looked up free sound looking for I didn't necessarily intend for it to sound that cartoonish, but I liked it so much I went with it. Sometimes I worry that it sounds too cartoonish, but eh. Yeah, I think friends do. Natsuki told me. Yeah, exactly. Talk to the three girls, yeah. Just want to turn everything gay. Natsuki wilding for that one. Sorry, it was so real for that. Sure. So cute how badly Monika wanted that hug. Yeah. What? What was that? What did you do? For some reason, I really enjoy seeing her get flustered. I think I just kissed you on the cheek. But you can't do that. It's not in your programming. Programming? Like a school program? Are there classes for kissing? I must be in the wrong program. There has to be an explanation. Something I'm misunderstanding in the code. Or maybe you shouldn't assume you already know everything about people. As I pull away from her, I can't help feeling a kind of smugness about how off balance Monika is now. As for me, I thought our first club meeting was a great success. We got to meet two lovely new people, and I know we're all going to be great friends. And every day is going to be so much fun. And so there's no reason to worry about who is or isn't real. Okay? Okay. See you tomorrow, Monika. And see you. As I step out of the club room, I have to touch the wall to support myself. I'm just so dizzy from how hard my heart is pounding. Can't believe I did that. I kissed Monika. Even though it was just on the cheek, something about it felt so very exciting in a way I've never felt before. What even came over me to make me do it? I guess I wanted to feel better? I sure hope it worked. I don't even know what I'm feeling. I feel funny all over. I smile to myself as I look up at the wall and touching and realize that I'm leaning against Monika's poster for the literature club. It says, "Do you like literature?" in big black letters, and the rest of the details underneath. Oh, chat is popping off here again. I probably just got out of this. I'm sure my brain hasn't switched back to Turquoise characterization. Yeah. So Monika and Sayori are being gay, and I'm like, you made your reverse abort, dude? Okay, that was like the worst way I could word that. Yeah. No comment. Did you like literature Raymond Holds? I mean, this is lifted from DDLC Plus. In the first side story, the trust side story, Monika's poster just says, "Do you like literature?" in big black letters. So I just ran with that. Shoot, there's something else I was gonna say. There are a lot of things I would like to comment on, but I have to hold off on them because it's spoilers. But I don't know. Just just put a pin in that for later. You know, just put a pin in everything for later. Just throw a handful of pins at the wall at the mod, and just remember to come back to that later. Anyway, moving right along. I still feel like I want to do something more colorful, but I know I shouldn't complain since they obviously worked. Then I noticed something strange. Up and down the hallway, the walls are covered in copies of this same poster. There have to be at least 20 of them. I don't remember seeing them when I came in. How did Monika do that? Huh. All I know for sure is I'm really excited for the club meeting tomorrow. Oh, copyright infringement. Club meeting. I mean, to be fair, I wrote this before I played the club meetings mod. Yeah, the first 5 days of this were written like I mean I wrote the first, well, okay, I wrote the first 3 days and then a good chunk of days 4 and 5 a few years back, like long before I released the demo, and then there was a break of several months. That was around like around the time of that was after the whole Carl debacle. So I like my interest in modding kind of went away for a while. I was just feeling burnt out. And then I came back to it. I was like, you know what? Let's make a demo of this and see if I can spur myself on to actually finish it, maybe. So yeah, but there was a long stretch where I sat on the first 5 days of this before actually getting back to it and resuming writing. But yeah, this was long before I'd played the club meetings mod, so no copyright infringement intended. Good analysis, but having played through the full mod, I expect Monika and Sayori have romantic feelings for one another. Haha. Maybe I'm reading too far into it though. Someone should make a problem switch mod where everyone gets each other's issues but keeps their personality. I believe there is a mod like that, or they might have switched personalities though. I did see. I mean, I haven't played it, but like there was an ad for it. Like, it looks like they redid the art. They made they made Natsuki the shy one, and like Yuri the more Sundra like, and so they gave her actually, because the thing with the original sprites is they're designed to fit the character archetypes. So, like Yuri's the shy one, so you know she's like blushing, looking away while playing with her hair, and Natsuki's more aggressive, so her fists are always clenched, like she's ready to fight. So like yeah, they adjusted the art accordingly, and gave Yuri some more confident, aggressive poses so they could make her more of a tsundere. Such a Natsuki depressed Yuri. Yeah. Extremely anxious Monika and abuse victim Sayori. Oof. Yeah. Bold and brash, more like belongs to the track. Aw, hey, be nice. I remember this mod too, but can't remember the name. Hope someone else knows it. Yeah. I don't recall the name of the mod. I just remember seeing the art for it and noting that it's neat that they adjusted the art to reflect their new personalities. Anyway, moving on. Okay, that was the last line of the day. And into day 3. I remember them by day number, because I mean, anyone playing this, like, they're 13 days. You're not going to be able to keep track of what day is what, but I like in my brain. This is day 3 now. Like I compartmentalize everything, all the events and everything on by excuse me, what day number it is. Excuse me. Sorry, what am I missing here? Someone needs to rewrite DDLCs. They keep. Oops. I scrolled up in chat, and then you type a new message, and it just whoop jumps down again. Like, what's the point of being able to scroll? I'm trying to read stuff here. Darn it. Needs to rewrite DDLC to keep the original archetype, but remove the depth. Oof. I mean, I think some mod makers unintentionally did that. Natsuki's just a huge asshole who isn't covering up romance. Yeah. Sayori's just happy. Yuri is a nerd, I guess. Yeah. But how this whole mod takes place over like 2 weeks. Yep. Usually when I meet someone new, we aren't in love by the next week. Yeah. Cough, 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 exit music, cough, cough. Yeah. Yeah. No, honestly, during the writing process, I was a little worried that maybe the whole romance plot moved forward a little too quickly. But then I saw like the anime bloom into you, and there's an I love you on day one, and then I didn't feel as bad about it. Bloom into you is a nice Yuri anime, by the way. I was pretty fond of it. I wouldn't mind rewatching it actually. There's just one season. I don't know if I don't think there are plans to make a second season or anything. It would be neat to see if it could be expanded, but I don't know. I don't know. Yuri anime. Yuri as in they're like featuring romance between two girls. I know, but it's still funny. Okay. Shoot, what was I gonna say? I can't remember. I'm moving on. The next day after school, I'm still feeling excited as I come to club. Hey, Monika. Hi, Sayori. Good to see you. Hey, Yuri. Yuri looks up from her book, startled. Oh, hi, Sayori. She goes back to reading. After an awkward pause, Monika whispers to me. She just kind of came in and sat down. I didn't want to disturb her. Oh, was I not supposed to? Oh, shoot, I didn't mean for you to hear that. I did something wrong, didn't I? I'm sorry. It's fine, Yuri. It's just that yesterday you said we should bring in our favorite book, so I assumed we would just be reading. Why do I always do this? I'm sorry. You really did nothing wrong, Yuri. The club meeting hasn't even started yet. Uh-oh, more copyright infringement. Natsuki X Yuri fans when Nomagodu X Yaoi pulls up? Okay. I feel like I'm missing a reference there. Leaps in logic it took to translate Natsuki's name were nonsensical? Okay. If you say so. I feel like you're making reference to something I'm not getting. Anyway, moving on. But I was rude to you. I should have greeted you when I came in. I'm sorry I'm so bad with people. Monika sighs and looks helplessly at me. I take that as my signal to take over. Hey Yuri, I see that you're upset. I know how easy it is to let your feelings take over, but no one here is mad at you. That's not true. I'm mad at myself. You are? Why? Because I just spent all day mentally preparing myself for this meeting and thinking about all the things I wanted to say to everyone. But when it came time for it, I just panicked. It was a lot easier to just go read my book when I came in. I was so stupid. I didn't even say hi. What now? Not without a G, so gnome without a G is gnome, just another one of those. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's like the word spelled G-H-O-T-I spells fish. Because like was it GH from laugh and the O from women and the TI from like any word that ends with TION, like relaxation it makes a sh sound, like TI makes a sh sound. So GHOTI spells fish. It's like it's like missing a letter, so I removed a letter from good and I's opposite of you. Okay. Yuri's me in public. I'm actually a huge introvert when I'm offline. Yeah, no, same. Confirmed introvert here. Yeah, absolutely. I can be pretty socially awkward. honestly. um, but yeah. This also helps to serve to show Sayori just working to try to cheer someone up when they're being too hard on themselves. Hearing the architectures, yeah. There's so real for that. I'm simultaneously extremely extroverted and socially anxious. Interesting. Anyway, moving on. Well, Monika already said it's okay. There's no need to be so hard on yourself about it. But I'm very aware that it's a common social convention to say hi to someone you know when you see them for the first time in the day. So I do know better. I'm just not used to meetings like this. Well, I've got an idea, Ryuri. Let's take it as a learning experience. Learning experience? Yeah, this doesn't have to be a bad thing. Think of it as a chance to learn and grow and become a better person. Instead of beating yourself up, how about you put that energy into planning for next time? Just remind yourself, the next time you see Monika, you'll say hi to her. Okay, I think I can do that. Yuri nods to herself in determination. I promise I'll get it right next time. I know you will. Just then, Natsuki comes in the door, carrying an armload of boxes. Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Hi, Natsuki. Oh, hi, Yuri. How did I do? That was perfect. Anyway, sorry I'm late, but I had to get some things ready. Natsuki, yeah, block capitals. With a slightly yonder expression. I Yuri's little smile here is like, yes, I did it. Yeah, incidentally, Yuri's gonna. She's kind of relegated to comic relief for a lot of this. So, yeah, like I said before, they're kind of side characters in Sayori and Monika's story. Anyway, my favorite Yuri's. Yes, I know, right? It's such a cute smile, you know. It's anyway, moving on. Yes, what's with all the boxes, Natsuki? Well, I know you said to bring our favorite book in, but all my favorites are part of a series. Natsuki sets her things down the desk. So I just brought the whole series. That seems like a lot. How long is the series? Well, I kind of could decide which series to bring, so I just brought all of them. just brought her whole manga collection in. Ooh, those look colorful. Hey, is that manga? There might be some manga in there. So what? Manga's literature. Manga said so herself. Natsuki getting defensive again. Anyway, that's not important now. This is what I really wanted to show you. Natsuki picks up a plastic container that had been carefully balanced on top of the stacks of boxes. Are you ready? For what? As Natsuki lifts the lid off the container, I am not ready for the sweet, sweet smell that hits my nose. Ta-da! I gaze in utter awe at the delicious-looking and colorful-looking cupcakes filling the container. Ah! Please tell me I can have one! Of course, I brought them for everyone. Excuse me. For the next minute, I'm in flavor heaven as I devour the nearest cupcake. Everyone else takes one too. These are really tasty, Natsuki. Did you make them yourself? Yeah, I told you I'm a pro. Suddenly my world is turned upside down. You can just make cupcakes? Well, it's not like it's that hard. I just wanted to make people happy and distract you from my collection. Well, you know what would make me really happy? If I could have another cupcake. Go ahead, Sayori, there are lots of them. Look at watching as a bulldozer pushes a full library through the wall of the club room. What? Destroying the school building and grievously injuring many students, I couldn't decide which one to bring. Great. Lovely. Anyway, moving on. Go ahead, Sayori, there are lots of them. Yay! I pounce on Natsuki in a bear hug. Thank you, thank you, thank you! Ah, jeez, that's enough. Have as many as you want, just get off me. Okay. I think my soul leaves my body from sheer happiness as I eat cupcake after cupcake. Like Monika's amused expression. So good. I snap out of it when I realize that everyone is laughing at me. Man, I think next time I'm gonna have to make them suck a bit so you don't go overboard. What? They're good. Everyone laughs some more. Can't help joining in with them. I guess I did get a little silly. Um, since Natsuki was kind enough to break the ice, as it were, this seems like a good time to mention that I brought something for everyone too. So, Yuri fumbles in her bag. Would anyone like some wine? She pulls out a bottle. Wow, are you serious? Huh? You mean like grape juice, right? Well, technically it's made from grapes, I suppose. Can I see? Of course. Holy crap, this stuff is almost as old as I am. It's from my parents' collection. The commencement of our club seemed like a special enough occasion for it. Tomfoolery? Feeling curious, I come over to check the bottle myself. One line on the label gets my attention. 12% alcohol. Yuri! This is alcoholic. You can't bring us in here. I'm sorry. I thought that under the circumstances it would be okay. It's not okay. Monika, look at this. I hand her the bottle. This obviously isn't allowed. I really don't think it matters, Sayori. I suddenly feel really angry. How can Monika not care about what we're building here? Monika, this isn't like your silly metaphors. This is serious. If the teachers find out if the teachers find out we have wine in here, they'll shut down the club. Oh, fine. Yuri, Sayori's right. He shouldn't have brought in the wine. I'm sorry. I just thought. I'm sorry. I. Yuri suddenly runs out of the room. There's an uncomfortable silence for a moment. Live alcohol reaction, yeah. Way to go, Vice President. You scared away a resident bookworm. I'm gonna go find her. With Natsuki gone too, the silence is even more uncomfortable. Yeah. Made a deliberate choice to stop the music to build tension. I try not to have. I try to put as few moments where the music stops as possible in the mod. Because in the original game, like the music stopping is a sign that something terrible is about to happen. You know, it's play Poem Pank reversed. Yeah. Yeah, but it's the what am I trying to say? Like the original game, it conditions you to be on edge when there's no music. So I try to use that effect sparingly, because this isn't supposed to be that kind of story. He's not supposed to be a horror thing. Yeah, moving on. Why did I let myself lose my temper like that? I sit heavily in the nearest seat as all kinds of feelings and memories are swirling around inside me. I can't stop the tears coming to my eyes. Sayori? It's okay, don't cry. I just wanted to protect the club. And that's right, you're doing a good job. But I just ruined everything. Yuri's not coming back, is she? Maybe even Natsuki too. Some vice president I turned out to be. Don't be silly, of course they're coming back. There's nowhere else in the game for them to go. Now I'm feeling mad at Monika for going on about the game again. But I don't want to get angry again, so I just bury my face in my hands. Okay, look. I'm putting the wine in my bag, okay? I'm going to get rid of it. You'll never have to worry about it again. I'm not even upset about the wine anymore, but I can't bring myself to look up to reassure her. You're still a good vice president, okay? Remember yesterday when you kept everything together even when I couldn't? Her voice is setting closer all of a sudden. I realize she's kneeling down the floor in front of me. This is wrong. She shouldn't be comforting me. I'm the one that's supposed to be comforting her. I reach inside myself for whatever strength I need to force a smile back onto my face. There, that's better. It's going to be okay, I promise. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. It won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone from now on. And that's what I like to hear. Oh, listen, we're going to fix this, okay? You think we can fix this? Sure. We'll figure it out together. Together. I like the sound of that. We worried about spoilers in chat because I have a question. I think we're still worried about spoilers. Otherwise, I would have already spoiled the heck out of some things. Like this mod just came out a week ago, and yeah, I expect that people who are coming to watch this are still going to be people who haven't played it yet. Yeah, I haven't seen any. Wait, well, I did see one person streaming it in the the voice channel of of DDMC server on the day of release. Other than that, yeah, no spoils. Yeah, exactly. Um, but other than that, I haven't seen anyone streaming it. I did see that there were a couple of like the usual DDLC mod. I'm going to call them content mill streamers like Tabishi and Canemonger. Uh, they put up some like no commentary, no voice acting, like the kind where they just set it on auto and let the mod play itself. Um, which like I like it better when people if people are gonna put my mod on like YouTube or whatever. I would like it better if there was like reactions and commentary and voice acting and stuff. Those are more entertaining, I think. But even the ones with no commentary, they still serve a purpose. Some people aren't able to play the mod for whatever reason. They would rather watch it like on a YouTube channel instead. With all due respect to them, those are content farms. Yeah, yeah, they're absolutely content farms. Like particularly like the Tabishi one. Like the ridiculous clickbait in the like the thumbnail images and the titles they pick for the videos. It's like what like it's just wild. It's just stuff that has nothing to do with the mod, and it's like what how did this come to be? Like what? uh, It's nice to give it to people, but like, where's the fun? The worst thing is when a demo sucks you all the way in, but then you have to watch the YouTube series for the for the red. Oh, what? How can say get freaky when your primary audience is this 9-year-old's curious about sex? Yeah. But yeah, no, content farms appropriate term for them, really. Like they're and they monetize the channel, so it's like they're making money off of a minimum of work. Um, like I put like all the work and 3 years of work into writing this and coding it and choosing the music and commissioning artists and all that. And all this person does is uh, they put the mod on, push auto, and then presumably just leave the room to make a sandwich while the mod plays itself, and then they put it up on YouTube and they make money off of it. Uh, it's like I don't know. On some level, I feel like there's something wrong with that. Where like I'm the one that put all the work in it. I don't get anything out of this. Like I did all this work for free. I mean I paid the money for the art, so like um, I didn't gain money from this. I lost money. Meanwhile, this other person who did nothing, gets money for it. It's at some level, I feel like this feels unethical what they're doing. But on the other hand, it also gets my mod out to a wider audience that might not have seen it. So I don't know. Who am I to complain, really? Okay. Watch the YouTube series for the rest. Okay, I see. You can catch on. Yeah. I don't know what to, if you could think. Where man. Yeah. Jesus, smiling. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. I also I wanted to comment on the fact that yeah, like Monika, you're going to see a lot of Monika not being the best at empathy in this mod. That is a deliberate choice on my part. Like telling her it's okay, don't cry. That's it's the classic move of telling someone don't feel what you're already feeling. it doesn't work. It's it's not the best way to comfort someone. It's much better to much better to acknowledge the emotion. Like, I see that you're sad, want to talk about it, kind of thing. Because usually, uh, I, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not even usually. Well, sometimes people want to talk about it. Sometimes they want something to distract themselves from it. Depending on the circumstances. But like, my point is, like, don't tell someone, like, don't cry or don't be sad or don't be angry or whatever. Um, um, but yeah, Monika is not the best at comforting people in this. Um, I and earlier in the scene when Yuri was upset with herself and Sayori opened with "I see that you're upset and you want to talk about it," kind of thing. Like, I wanted to show that Sayori's kind of better at reaching out and comforting people. Um, but here, Monica's just telling her, "Don't be sad," and Sayori responds by trying to force a smile back onto her face because that's what she's used to doing, and it's not necessarily like. I was about to say, like, not necessarily the healthiest thing to do. I mean, it's not the worst thing you can do. Like, it kind of depends on the situation, Like, again, it's like sometimes it's helpful to talk about it, and sometimes it's helpful to just distract yourself from it and just find something else to do. Um, and yeah, um, and Sayori is someone who tends to be maybe a little too much in the camp of um, just pretend there's nothing wrong, you know, and not actually expressing her emotions and her needs. And that's just her character. That's who she is. Emma is a kind of bad part in this one here. Under such circumstances, I get it, but like, she makes some very bad choices off emotion alone, not even when it benefits her. Make it till you fake it. I mean, I think maybe you mean fake it till you make it, but yeah, that's sort of the sentiment I was getting at with the, like, it's like, forcing the smile. It's not the worst thing you can do. Like, pretending to be happy until you're actually happy, kind of thing. Um, like, there definitely, I think there has to be some kind of balance. Like, sometimes it's important to talk things out. This is one of those things where it's useful to have a third person who's uninvolved that you can talk to. Uh, like, that can be a friend, it can be like a counselor or a therapist, depending on the situation. Having a therapist to talk to or a counselor is really helpful in that regard. Like, because that's someone who not only are they uninvolved in the situation, so you can just let loose and just complain about whatever, and it's not going to come back to you because they're a professional who's uninvolved, but they're also paid for it. So, um, you know, like, you don't have to hold back. And sometimes it's helpful to have that sort of thing. Um, it's yeah, I can definitely wholeheartedly recommend, like, things like counseling sessions, therapy sessions. Even if you're, like, mostly okay, like, it's I really feel like anyone can benefit from that. Like, even if you're not suffering from like depression or anxiety issues or whatever, um, it's helpful to have some people talk about that sort of thing. Anyway, moving on. Not moving on. Hold on. What's this say? I got a little bylies last week, dude. What? Doing my best here. Damn, bro. Gotta go. Oh, okay. We can get back on. All right. Well, see you, Purple Duple. Thanks for hanging out. I keep using hanging out, using the H word when in a Sayori point of view mod. Oh no. Anyway, moving on. Together. I like the sound of that. Oh yeah. This line. Um, Yuri's new toy. Sayori has this line. Um, I mean, it was in this mod first, even though I released Yuri's new toy first. Um, but yeah, like I don't know. Anyone playing this who's played that mod is going to think that this is a nod to that, but it was actually the other way around because I wrote the first 5 days of this a few years back. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, me too. This place is supposed to make you happy. I wouldn't want it to come to an end. I am happy here. I mean, I'm happy to be doing this with you. I mean, a little kiss. Monika? I just did that because you did it yesterday, that's all. Aw, yeah. I'm sorry, that was a dumb thing to do. It's okay, I was just surprised. I don't know what's gotten into me, I just didn't want to see you sad, I guess. I must be losing my mind. It's fine, I wasn't upset or anything. Like you said, I did it first. I shouldn't have done it. I... I... I have to go. I should go. What? I'm sorry, I'll see you on Monday. Wait, Monika! And now I'm alone in the room, the last remaining member of the literature club. Yeah, that's Monika experiencing the beginning of her conflicted feelings, which are going to plague her for the whole rest of the mod. Yeah, this mod is basically going to be all Monika coming to terms with her feelings about Sayori all the time, basically. Because she's got this idea in her head that, you know, Sayori's not real, nothing's real, so nothing matters, yada yada yada. But then she saw Sayori looking sad. Someone who's up to this point has been nothing but smiles, and even though Monika is not very good at being empathetic, she's like starting to realize that she has some feeling towards Sayori. Anyway, moving on. And now I'm alone in the room, the last remaining member of the literature club. We were only a club for one day, and I already managed to wreck everything. I may have ruined things between me and Monika, too. I touched my cheek where she kissed me. Could I have handled that better? I was just so startled, I didn't know what to say or do. All I know for sure is that I feel miserable now. I guess this means I'll be going back to my sad, lonely life I've been living all along. I should be used to it by now, really. Come on, get in there. Suddenly the door opens and Natsuki bodily pushes Yuri into the room. Sayori, will you tell this big dummy that you don't hate her? I love this. I love this moment. This Natsuki to the rescue moment here. Like, unintentionally to the rescue, because she doesn't know how down Sayori is in this moment. She's just trying to do her part to get Yuri back in here. She's like don't be an idiot, get back in there. Particularly like that image of like she bodily pushes Yuri into the room. It's just like get in there. You know? Just checks her in there. I don't know. That whole image just amuses me. Again, I reach into myself to find the will to smile again. I don't hate you, Yuri. See, I told you. But you said the club was going to be shut down because of me. I didn't mean to ruin it. I'm sorry. No, don't think like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gotten so mad at you. You have nothing to apologize for. It was my error. It's weird to hear Yuri blaming herself when it's really my fault. How about we both try and take this as a learning experience then? Oh? Well, if you promise not to bring anything alcoholic to school again, I'll promise not to lose my temper again. That sounds reasonable. It's not as if I normally drink wine anyway. I actually prefer tea. That's great, Yuri. Bring tea next time. Bring as much tea as you like. Really? Well, in that case, maybe I should bring my tea set in so that everyone here can have some. All I really wanted was to share with people here and make friends. And that's the origin story for Yuri's tea set. Anyway, moving on. Well, don't really drink tea, but I'll do it if it means I have a place to keep my collection. Hey, where's Monika anyway? I was going to ask her about that. Uh, Monika had to go, get rid of the wine. I see. That's unfortunate. I'm told it's a good vintage. But of course I understand why it has to be done, so I'm not complaining. And will Monika be back? The last thing she said was see you on Monday, so I don't think she'll be back until our next session. Is it okay if I leave my stuff here over the weekend? I don't really want to have to carry it home. I guess so. I don't think anyone uses this classroom over the weekends. Just put them in the closet so they're out of the way. And that's the origin story of Natsuki's manga collection in the closet. Or something. Anyway, moving on. Sure thing. Natsuki gets to work moving the boxes one by one. And after all this excitement, it's probably best if we just spend the rest of the session quietly reading. We can figure out how we're going to move forward with the club next session. So, our next session is definitely taking place? Yeah, I think so, as long as you two come back. Ah, I'm relieved. I promise that I'll be on my best behavior from now on. Yeah. Yuri promising to be on her best behavior is also a little amusing, just because she's she's someone you wouldn't necessarily think of the one who would misbehave in the first place. She's always like quiet and calm and dignified and all that. Anyway, Natsuki's voice calls out from the closet. It better be taking place. I have to come back for my manga. I mean my books. Yuri goes back to her original seat and pulls out her book again. Natsuki very secretively pulls a very colorful book out of her collection and sits on the floor next to the closet to read it. I find a seat at the back of the room out of both of their views so I can relax and stop smiling. Well, at least I didn't completely destroy the club. Looks like it's going to limp along at least until Monday. I should be feeling happy about that, but all I can think about is Monika and how upset she seemed. You forgot to say hi to Monika today, Yuri? Well, that was what happened at the beginning of the scene, yes. And that then it ended with, I mean, that little bit ended with Sayori telling Yuri to remember to say hi in future. And in fact, she does follow up on that. For the entirety of the rest of the mod, Yuri says hi to people when they come in. I'll draw attention to that later. Anyway, I should be feeling happy about that, but all I can think about is Monika and how upset she seemed. This club is supposed to make her happy again, but everything feels so uncertain that all I feel are knots in my stomach that make me want to cry. But I don't want to do that in front of Natsuki and Yuri, so I force myself away from those thoughts for now. Eventually, it's time to go home. Put on my smile one more time to say bye to Natsuki and Yuri. Oh, and we're back to this song again. To reflect Sayori's depressive mood. All the way home, I feel the rain clouds gathering in my head, getting bigger and darker with every step. It isn't any better when I drop off my stuff in my room. Almost automatically, I walk to the bathroom. I stare at my reflection for a long moment. The longer I stand here, the more it feels like all my defenses are breaking down. But instead of sadness, I feel myself bubbling over into anger. You pig! Why don't you just eat all the cupcakes? You fat, disgusting slob! You can almost see the fat from the cupcakes gathering on me. There's only one thing to do. I angrily snatch up my toothbrush up. After a moment, I brought up the cupcakes and spit them into the toilet. Something about seeing the messy, colorful remains of the cupcakes floating there makes me break down further. I start to cry. The longer I stare at them, the harder I cry, but I can't stop looking at them. Natsuki worked hard on those cupcakes. They were supposed to make everyone happy, and I turned them into something revolting. Eventually, I find the strength to flush them down, crying the whole time. Where is it? I have to climb right under my bed to reach it. Why is it always so hard to reach? Soon, I'm sitting on my bed, hugging my noose to my chest. Maybe I should do it this time. I ruined Natsuki's cupcakes, I nearly ruined the club, and I'm sure I ruined my friendship with Monika. It's so worthless. I do nothing but bring pain and misery where there's supposed to be happiness. Everyone would be better off without me. The noose is the final solution to all the problems I create. It's my last friend after everything else is gone. Oof. Sorry. Feeling slightly emotional all of a sudden. Ooh, that's rough. Final solution. There was something else I was going to say. Shoot, what was I going to say? I mean, now that she's back alone again, this is her. She's letting the depression spiral out of control in her head here. More self-deprecation going on. Oh yeah, it was a comment about see the fat from the cupcakes gathering on me. This was it's a reflection of the whole bulimia thing again. She's experiencing body dysmorphia. This comes from my own research into bulimia. I'm not. I should say I'm not bulimic. I would say I don't know anyone who's bulimic. Folks that I know are bulimic, I don't know them very well. I was like I considered reaching out to them to ask them, hey, did I represent bulimia well in this mod? But that feels like it would be weird. I don't know. I decided to settle for stuff that I read about, or there was a video, a video from a YouTuber who goes by Pushing Up Roses, I believe her name, the name of her channel, where she talked about her her bulimia, her body dysmorphia issues, and she talked about this concept of feeling like she can see the fat building up, and like even though she knows it's a cognitive distortion, it is it's a disorder of the mind, you know. The stuff that drives people to do that sort of thing, you know. I don't know. I just, this is just me trying to depict that sort of thing. And there's also some guilt feeding into that too. Hence, you know, Sayori berating herself. Poor Sayori. It's sad. She's being so hard on herself. And Spooky Waters is here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, I came in at a sad moment. Sayori's being hard on herself. Made it, yeah. Have you played Turquoise yet, Spooky Waters? What's this? It's usually like that. So you did good for someone that's not really familiar with it. So I think you did okay. Cool. Thanks, Marcy. Gotten at least this far? Cool. Yeah, my last friend after everything else is gone. This is so sad. Yeah, Sayori continuing to experience that whole push-pull thing with the noose. I hug it harder. Eventually I finish crying all my tears out. Somewhere in the terrible rainstorm in my head I remind myself that Monika did say she'd see me on Monday. I just have to find some way to fix things by then. Managed to keep the club together, I should be able to keep this together too. I toss the noose back under the bed. I should get some sleep. Maybe things won't seem so terrible in the morning. Yeah, poor Sayori, for real. She's so sweet and it's hard to see her so sad. I know, right? I don't know. I don't know. It's making me feel sad for reading through it, even though I wrote it. Um, I mean, I did write it with the intent of tugging on the audience's heartstrings. So anyway, moving on. It's the middle of the night. A buzzing noise wakes me up. Go away. I'm sleepy. The buzzing continues. It's coming from my phone. I groan while reaching for it. Whoever it is, it better not make me get up. I'm half blinded by the screen, trying to read all the text messages I just got. Hey, it's the nighttime variant of Sayori's room. Kind of wonder if... I mean, it does say she's half blinded, but I do sort of wonder if I should have darkened the rest of the room. I whatever. It's probably fine. There are 5 of them, all from the same unknown number. Hey Sayori, it's Monika. Can I come over? Question mark. My brain is too foggy to know if I should be more grumpy or more confused. I type out my response. It's 3 a.m. After a moment, she texts again. I'm at your door. Can I come in? Question mark. Suddenly I hear a crashing noise from downstairs, which wakes me right up. The can I come full stop is, I don't know, unreasonably amuses me. I mean, it's the classic, oops, I pushed enter too quickly. I pushed send too early. Anyway, moving on. It's followed by the sound of Monica's voice. It was open? Your door's unlocked? There's even another text message. Your door's unlocked. Guess I better go find out what she wants. I creep downstairs to the living room. Monika? Hi, Sayori. Well, that was embarrassing. She actually kicked it in and forgot? Sorry, the door? Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway. Well, that was embarrassing. That little thing where Monika fell down and got up again was a little fun to code in. Anyway, that was embarrassing. Are you okay? I'm fine. I was just trying to do a sexy pose. It's hard to hold that position. Yeah, I kind of made a choice to use the Monika special pose sparingly in the mod. That seemed like a good moment to use it. Okay, what are you doing here so late? Late? I thought I was early. I mean, I didn't want to wait any longer. I've never seen Monika look so out of it. Monika, it's 3 in the morning and I get cranky if I don't get my sleep. Oh, sorry. Maybe we should go sleep together then. I mean, I guess we could have a sleepover if you want. I just wish you'd told me you were coming. Hey, I texted you about it. Yeah, like 2 seconds before you got here. Wait, how'd you even get my number? Wait, how do you know where I live? I'm just so lonely. I see tears coming to her eyes and she starts sniffling. I think I need a hug. Seeing her so sad makes my anger dry up and my heart goes out to her. Aw, come here. I hold her in my arms and she hugs me eagerly. She sobs into my shoulder while I'm still trying to figure out what's gotten into her tonight. I'm sorry, I'm being really stupid. Aw, it's okay, you just have a little rain cloud. She gives a sniffly laugh. You and your cute little metaphors. She hugs me tighter. We stand like that for a bit while my poor half-asleep brain tries to figure this out. This is so bizarre. I'm holding class star Monika in my living room in the middle of the night. What could possibly have happened to her tonight to make her act like this? It's so strange, and yet there's something familiar about it. Soon I notice her swaying and putting more of her weight on me. I won't be able to hold her like this much longer. Okay, let's go sit down. I guide her over to the couch and we sit down heavily together. I pat her on the back. Okay, let's talk about this. She squeezes me again. I don't want to let go. Can't we just keep hugging all night? I pat her again. All good hugs must come to an end. Okay, okay. There's something I was going to say. Shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, Monika definitely just choosing not to answer the question, how'd you get my number, how do you know where I live? I mean, the implication is that Monika just looked it up in the code, or maybe just teleported herself here or something. You know, because she has that capability. Yeah, the use of the phrase like "my heart goes out to her." I use a lot of heart imagery where Sayori's feelings are concerned, particularly when they're surrounding feelings of love. I mean, she did a bit of that in the original game. I mean, like she makes the comment. Like the metaphor of, oh, it felt like a spear going through my heart, or I don't know. She uses heart metaphors a few times, so I ran with that in this. And there's something else I was gonna say. Yeah, I can't remember. I do like that line, all good hugs must come to an end. Anyway, moving on. She still looks really out of it, and like her eyes are unfocused when she looks at me. You look really cute in those pajamas. Thanks? Still trying to figure out what to say next when she suddenly leans her face in really close to mine. I pull back, startled. What are you doing? I was going to kiss you? No, you don't want to do that. Oh, I think I do. Look at this look. No, I kind of threw up earlier. Oh? Are you feeling sick or something? No, I just... Never mind. I shouldn't have mentioned it. I need to change the subject. Why are you still in your uniform? She looks down at herself resentfully. This game only has one other outfit for me. And it looks classy, I guess, but I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe I'll try it on later, I don't know. There you go again with your metaphors. I don't know what you mean by game, and that still doesn't explain anything. Like, you're not yourself tonight. Why are you acting all weird? Well, it could be because, I kind of tried some of Yuri's wine. Suddenly, everything clicks into place. I should have recognized the smell. Ooh, foreshadowing. Oops, I have a drinking problem of my own. Incidentally, I deliberately chose this color of shirt for streaming this mod. I don't think this is actually turquoise. I mean, turquoise is more of a blue-green color. In case it wasn't obvious, I named it turquoise because of, you know, Sayori having blue eyes and Monika having green eyes, and put them together, you get a blue-green color, hence turquoise. It's like a story where Monika is kind of a mess, yeah? Yeah, funny you say that. I worry that I made her too much of a mess, to be honest. I mean, she's post-epiphany, so she's kind of supposed to be a mess. We kind of only have characters' words for it that she's a normally put together popular person. You know, it's yeah, like that's the sort of thing where I might have done a little too much. You know, they talk, you know, show versus tell sort of thing. I may have done a little too much of the tell, and like, oh, take my word for it, Monika's like really popular and put together and brilliant, and you know, she's, you know, and all this stuff. Meanwhile, you see her in the mod and she's always a mess. You think it works? Okay. Hey, I'll take it. But yeah, I don't know. It does appeal to me, the image of, you know, Monika being normally put together but getting flustered in Sayori's presence, for instance. Uh, it's like that. Like there's that moment in I commented on it before. In club meetings, one of the I think it was one of the season 2 mods that Monika made. Like at one point in the mod, Monika makes a mod within the mod, um, uh, where she she calls it the cursed ships mod, and there's a bit where Sayori has a harem and it's like everyone in the club, and there's a moment where they're taking turns kissing Sayori, and Monika is like standing there blushing while waiting in line for her turn to get a kiss, and there's something strangely endearing about that, about the popular class star Monika being sort of humbled and that she's like subservient to Sayori in that situation, and just sort of shyly waiting for her turn to get a kiss. I don't know, something about that image. I don't know, tickles some part of my brain, I guess. It's interesting. Anyway, moving right along. Monika, are you drunk? I just wanted to try it. So it's definitely the assertive one in this story? Yeah, you could say that. Anyway, how much did you drink? Well, not the whole thing, just one glass. Or was it 2? Oh, wait, I might have had another one after that. I can't really remember. Monika, how old are you? Apparently I'm 18? ... question mark? Why am I still in high school if I'm supposed to be 18? This is, bit of Dan's retcon. I get like Dan Silvato. I get the feeling. It's hard to say. I don't know exactly what the politics are behind it. At some point, he declared that all the girls in DDLC are 18. Someone said that he probably did that because he was anticipating people making like lewd fan art of it or stuff, and he wanted to get the ick factor out and say, "Trust me, they're adults. Yeah, they're in high school, but make them adults anyway." So it's less icky. But that it doesn't. That it does feel like a retcon. It doesn't, because it doesn't fit exactly with. There's a line where Natsuki says she's the youngest one in the group, and there's another line like MC hasn't been to the area of the school where the club room is because it's reserved for third year students' activities, which implies that he's not yet third year. Therefore, again, it sort of points to this notion that they're younger than 18. But here's Monika lampshading it. It's just we're gonna call attention to that seeming mistake, and then we're gonna ignore it. We're just gonna put a lampshade over it, or just pretend it's not there. Lampshading is the name of a trope. Where you like, yes, that's a problem. We're gonna acknowledge it, and then we're gonna pretend it's not there anymore. MC's just been held back a couple of years due to bad grades. Sure, why not? You can go with that. Moving on. Right, you're not old enough to drink. You get in so much trouble. Look at you, following all the rules. Such a goody two-shoes. I'm serious, Monika. This isn't just about breaking rules. What if you'd gotten hurt on the way over here? No one would have known where you were, and you're so out of it you might not have been able to call for help. What you did was really dangerous. I'm sorry. I just really wanted to see you again, and I couldn't wait for Monday. You didn't have to get drunk for that. I'm not so sure about that. I wasn't even sure if the game would allow me to come here. Just promise me you won't get drunk again. I'm serious. I care about you, and I don't want you to get hurt. Okay, I promise. I I care about you too. I'm really glad you care so much about me. Monika leans toward my face again, and I put my hands up to block her. No, Monika. It's okay. I don't care if you threw up. You don't have to be so embarrassed about it. I mean, I'm so dizzy I'm probably going to throw up too anyway. Hey, and Reblow's here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Right, you didn't see anything? Hmm? Oh, right, about the, about the lamp shading, exactly, yeah. First time chatter I see. Welcome in. How did you come to find your way here, if you don't mind my asking? You don't have to answer that, I'm just curious. But yeah, lamp shading is totally a thing that happens in all kinds of media, in like movies, shows, whatever. They do it all the time. Like, it's like the writers realize that there's a plot hole, and they know that people are going to complain if they don't say anything about it. So it's like, yes, we're aware of that plot hole. Ignore it. You know. Anyway, moving on. Don't be gross. I'm serious. Come on, just a little kiss. On the lips this time. It'll be fun. No, Monika, it would be wrong. Wrong? But you're the one who put the idea in my head about kissing the other day. Not while you're drunk. You never kiss someone while they're drunk. Is that like a rule or something? Well, yes. I'd be taking advantage of you. Seriously? You have no idea how funny that is. You are worried about taking advantage of me, and here I've been worried about taking advantage of you. Why do you think it was so hard for me to work up the nerve to come over here? Huh? Well, you're, designed to make people happy, and I've just been going round and round in my head wondering if it's okay to use you like that. Monika, it isn't about me being designed for anything. I want to make you happy because it makes me happy. Right. But what if you're just saying that because you're programmed to say it? Wouldn't it be unethical for me to make out with someone who doesn't have any free will? And maybe I'm being foolish thinking like that, because if you really are just a mindless program, then maybe it doesn't matter and I should just enjoy it. I mean, it's not like anyone can see me doing it, but I just can't help feeling so damn guilty even thinking about it. And I'm so confused. I don't know what's right or wrong anymore. This is giving me a headache just trying to understand all of this. Anyway, yeah. Just PSA, yeah, don't, if you're sober, don't go making out with people who are drunk and who might not be aware of what they're doing. That's not cool. I just want to put that out there. Monka's drunk on both wine and godlike power, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I arguably I'm being, slightly risque in here in portraying underage drinking, but darn it, I'm gonna put in a message in here while I'm at it, like, and while also cock blocking Monika in the process, or clip blocking? I don't know. Some sort of blocking. Where she's trying to make something happen with Sayori, and also genital guarding. Yes, there you go. We'll go with that. But yeah, she's this is Monika spelling out her internal conflict that she's going to struggle with for the entire mod, of this back and forth in her head about, like, is it okay to do this? Is this okay? Can I do this? Or should I be doing this? Should I not be doing this? Yeah, having her be drunk gives me the opportunity to have her just openly spell it out. Excuse me. Moving right along. It's giving me a headache trying to understand all this. Monika, I'm far too tired to be dealing with this. Don't call me mindless. I know I act dumb, but I'm not that dumb. I can think for myself. I can make decisions for myself. I could just kick you out, since you just barged into my house and started acting inappropriately. But I'm not going to do that because you're my friend. Friend? Yes. I know you're just under a big rain cloud right now, and that's making you say things you wouldn't normally say. So I forgive you, and we can talk more about it in the morning. We should really get some sleep now. Okay, but, well, had this experience before where someone I didn't know well showed up at my place totally wasted and totally uninvited, and this scene gave me such deja vu. The discomfort and frustration was too real. Yeah. Yeah, not gonna lie, I've had a similar experience where, I was conversing with a neighbor actually, and I didn't I didn't realize how inebriated she was until she tried to kiss me, and I was like, "What is happening here?" You know, and like I don't know. It was a weird moment, but I had to yeah, I had to kind of put my foot down. It's like nope, this is not appropriate. Maybe overhydration impossible. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Okay, but well, what if I want to be more than friends? Monica? I'm probably going to regret saying this later, but over the past few days, I've grown to have feelings for you, like romantic feelings. You're just so sweet, and you make me laugh even when I'm feeling sad. And I know we're different, and it'll probably never work, but I have to try. I'm just I'm just so lonely. I don't care if you're real or not. I have to try. Hey, Cass, you gasp. You want to be super friends? Yeah, sure. Sorry, that does amuse me. Imagine if that line was in here. Yeah, there's Monika's drunken confession. I'm trying to take this all in, but I'm too tired to even know how to react. Listen, let's talk about this in the morning when you're sober. But aren't you going to tell me if you feel the same way? In the morning. We both need sleep right now. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. You don't even like girls, do you? I said in the morning, Monika. Come on, it's technically the morning now. At least give me something. You can't just leave me hanging like this. Monika! I said we'll talk in the morning! Holy crap. Sorry, I just get cranky when I'm tired. It's okay. Just don't use that word around me again. Huh? What word? You know, the H word. Oh, I'm sorry, Sayori. I'm so sorry. I'm being a huge asshole. No, you're not, Monika. But I am. I'm just ruining everything tonight, making a fool of myself, making it so uncomfortable. Monika, listen to me. I'm tired and I need to sleep, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get you some blankets and stuff so you can sleep on the couch. You're not an asshole, you're just having a bad day, and you're very upset. We're going to talk about this in the morning when everyone is sober and not sleepy. Everything is going to be okay. Got it? Yes, Sayori. Anything you say, Sayori. Okay, good. I'll be right back. As I'm heading out of the room, I hear her mutter something that sounds like, that was so hot. Excuse me. Something else I was going to say. Yeah, I wrote Sayori to be sensitive about the H word. That's part of why I made fun of it so much in club meetings. This is what I'd headcanoned when I started writing this 3 years ago. Yes, there's the top ones again. There you go. Well, you know, she's just cranky. But more seriously though, it's sort of in Sayori's nature to want to look after other people's needs before her own. So seeing Monika in such distress, like Sayori's just launching into I have to help her mode, you know? And I mean, that's a little tempered by getting cranky from lack of sleep. But that's a big part of motivation there. Monika looking for reasons to get yelled at again. It's funny. But yeah, I think I've mentioned this in a previous stream. I did have the experience of confessing having feelings to someone who is a friend, and her being a little very reasonably hesitant about it, honestly. Like she said, you know, she wanted to give it time and think about it and stuff, and in my defense, I was a little inebriated at the time, but I did the same thing that Monika did here, like pushing her to give an immediate answer. and that's not nice. I shouldn't have done that, and I kind of regret it. Because she was being reasonable in saying that, you know, hey, let's give this time, because we've been friends for some time at that point. Yeah. So I kind of made things awkward. Oops. Oh well. Have to help her tomorrow. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about I have to help her, I'm referring to the, you know, trying to comfort her and, you know, give her hugs and, like, giving her a place to sleep on the couch and, you know, like, reassuring her that she's not an asshole and stuff. And, yes, she is pushing we have to do it tomorrow, not right now. So she's at least just setting some boundary. I guess, yeah, Sayori being tired motivates her to actually set a healthy boundary for once, and not to give everything of herself. But anyway, moving on. A few moments later, I come back with a glass of water in one hand, a bucket in the other, and a blanket and pillow under my arm. Okay, so the water should help you sober up, and the bucket's for in case you need to, you know. Yeah. Incidentally, I didn't specify. I feel like maybe I should have specified, because you always know there's gonna be someone who in the audience who doesn't get it or doesn't figure it out. But the buckets because Monika said earlier that she feels like throwing up, so the bucket's there in case she needs to throw up. Anyway, Monika? She's still sitting in the same position, fast asleep. I set the water and bucket down next to the couch and the pillow at one end of it. Monika, I got a blanket and pillow for you. Yeah. Bucket's there in case you need to move a lot of water quickly in case the house floods. Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's the new canon. Sayori's house is actually located in a flood zone. I'm kidding. Anyway, moving on. Got a blanket and pillow for you. With a sigh, I gently lean her over until she's lying with her head on the pillow. I then lift her feet up and put them on the couch. Afterward, I carefully drape the blanket over her. Good night, Monika. In case she wakes up feeling helpful and wants to mop the floors. Okay. Sure. Good night, Monika. Looking at her sleeping so peacefully makes any irritation I was feeling go away. I hesitate for a moment, and then I give her a kiss on the forehead before going back upstairs. I like how Monika's expression changes to a smile. Getting the forehead kiss. Woo, forehead kisses. Anyway, I'm so exhausted my head hits the pillow almost as soon as I get to my room. A smile comes over my face as I drift off to sleep. Monika thinks I'm hot? And that's the end of day 3. And this seems, I think, to be a good stopping off point. I'm like getting up to 3.5 hours into this for going into the 4th day. After this is like, I said that it was the weekend when I had Natsuki say Happy Friday, everyone, just to give everyone some temporal context. But yes, the next 2 in-game days are the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, so they're allowed to be entirely dedicated to Sayori and Monika spending time together. Thank you for stream. Yeah. So yeah, so the next 2 in-game days is the bulk of the time that of them getting to know each other and stuff. So yeah, yeah. This is the point that would have been the stopping off point for because I considered putting out a second demo. Like, I kind of figured, depending on how slow the development process moves along, depending on how long it takes for the art resources to be made, if I get to a point where I'm like stalled, I thought I might release a second demo, which consists of day 1 to 3, because it sort of felt like that might be a good stopping off point for the demo, because it's like, aha, Monika has made her drunken confession and therefore set up the rest of the plot of the mod. I wasn't busy for once they're exhausted. I was here for the whole thing. That's awesome. Cool. Glad you could be here for that. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. The only problem with having a demo which cuts off right here is it's all set up with no payoff. You don't actually get to see Sayori and Monika spending the time together. Oh well. It's gonna wait till next stream in any case. Yeah, and then in the end, excuse me. Oh, I'm tired. Yeah, but my art resources came together fast enough that wasn't an issue, and I just held off until the whole thing was finished anyway. So yeah. Anyway, let's see about who to raid. I was thinking of raiding Afro Zero. There's another Doki Tuber, another DDLC streamer. He's not. He isn't playing a DDLC mod today. He's playing Lethal Company, but Lethal Company's that's always fun to watch. So let's give him a raid. Why the heck not? Excuse me. Yeah, but yeah. After 3 years working on this mod, I'm very pleased to be able to stream this. So I'm excited to continue. I'm not sure exactly when I'll continue it, because I'm very bad at planning these things. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. I don't know. It's kind of when I feel like it, to be honest. I guess I'm bad at this. But yeah, that's all for now. Until next time.